You know, to me, it's the start of a new journey.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in here.
It's nice to walk out here, be here.
Hey, it's James Shear. Hey, it's Kyle Pouncey. Hey, it's Christian Simeone. Can't wait to see you Grizzly fans. It's opening night. Can't wait to see all you Grizzly fans.
It's opening night. Can't wait to see you Grizzly fans.
Welcome into Utah Grizzlies Hockey live on YouTube. What a night it is at the Maverik Center. It's opening night. Welcome to the 2022-2023 ECHL Hockey season, and what a game we have for you. It is the Rapid City Rush in town to open up the season against your Mountain Division champion, Utah Grizzlies. The place is abuzz because a lot is going on in the building, and you're going to notice as you come to the games this year, the building's going to look a lot different. You have new scoreboards, you have a new center hung, a big jumbotron that everybody's been asking for years, right? But what you also have is a championship caliber hockey team right here in Salt Lake City. The boys are back. This is a very experienced hockey club. Ryan Kanasowicz back for year 2 as the head coach of the Utah Grizzlies, and I can tell you, one of the things that we have seen through training camp is a very fast pace. Ryan Kanasowicz has his team popping, has his team moving. They are ready to rock and roll. But what you have tonight is a very close matchup with the Rapid City Rush, who are just points behind the Utah Grizzlies last season for the Mountain Division. And one of the things that's very clear, and you'll hear Ryan Kanasowicz, the head coach of the Utah Grizzlies, talk about it in just a moment, is that Rapid City is better. They have several contracted players this year. They have a new affiliate. The Rapid City Rush are going to propose a real tough battle for the Utah Grizzlies. And the other thing I want to remind you is this is a 2-game series. This weekend is your last chance to see the Grizzlies for about the next month. So you absolutely want to get to the Maverik Center if you can tonight or tomorrow. Great tickets available for Game 2 tomorrow night of this series, which again, you'll hear right here on YouTube, which is another big change for Utah Grizzlies hockey this year. That is that all of the games will be streamed live right here on YouTube. Now, you'll get the audio portion with Tyson Whiting, the voice of the Utah Grizzlies. Tyson will be here. I'll be down on the bench with you for color commentary, but you'll see Tyson during the broadcast. The exclusive video partner of the ECHL is Flow Sports, which you can subscribe to. But please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done that already. It really does help our YouTube channel grow, and it helps the Utah Grizzlies grow as well. And when everybody wins, we all win, right? Exactly right. All right, without further ado, let's get to work on Game 1 of the 2022-2023 ECHL season for your Utah Grizzlies. Just moments ago, I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Grizzlies, Ryan Kanasowicz.
Guys are excited. I know we're excited as a staff here. It's been a long 2 weeks. Training camp's always a long part, but it's nice to finally drop the puck here tonight.
Well, you're on opening night. Are you happy with how your rosters come together? Are you happy with what you've seen in those 2 weeks?
I have. Obviously, the preseason games aside, we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but I thought we had a great week of practice. The pace has been up, and I'm looking forward to see all put together tonight.
The other thing is you named Connor McDonald your captain. Why that choice, and why is that a significant choice?
I think Connor does everything right. He's a guy that's willing to go to bat for his team, and he's well respected in our locker room, well respected by our coaching staff, and I think there was a number of guys in there that probably could have worn the C, but I think his work from last year, really went into that decision for us.
And it seems like you have a really close group of players, and I know it seems like through camp we've talked about that a lot, but do you feel good about the camaraderie? Do you feel good about the way the guys have gelled?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing coming into a season early on, to have so many returning guys that are, you see the banter on the ice and off the ice. It's kind of, it gives the workplace a relaxed atmosphere, but they also want to, they're like brothers in there, and they want to battle against each other and push each other.
Yeah, and I think one of the more interesting things was watching you guys golf the other day was really fascinating because, you guys really had a good time. and it seems like the guys really like each other. Does that translate onto the ice, do you think?
It usually does. You know, obviously you need to get along with your teammates, your family. But yeah, to have an event like we did the other day with perfect weather, it was good to get out. And you know, our team didn't get the outcome we wanted, but you know, I'm a competitor, so it's tough to lose by one. But it was great to have the guys out and do those type of events.
Yeah. What does Ben Tardif mean to your team? Obviously, I mean, we saw last weekend that element of speed and ability that he brings. How important is he to you guys being successful?
I really think he's a game changer in our league, and he proved that last year time and time again. To bring that speed, that pace, his physicality, if he puts that together on any given night, he's, in my opinion, one of the best players in the league, if not the best player. So it's great to have him on our roster.
When it seems like you're deep between the pipes as well, you have 3 really good goaltenders. How difficult is that rotation for you?
It'll be tough. Obviously, you know, one of them won't be dressing, you know, on some nights. Obviously, it's a long season. We might lose a couple guys here and there. You know, I wish I had a crystal ball, but you know, we're really excited with our 3 goaltenders, and you know, looking forward to see what Trent has in store tonight.
Well, you know, interesting enough, Rapid City, you guys were very close last year in the standings. I mean, they're a really good hockey team. What do you expect from them? What do they bring to the ice?
Last year they just worked extremely hard. They have really good structure, and I expect nothing less. They have a few more contract guys this year, switching affiliations, so they should have a little bit more skill up front, I think. So, you know, they're going to play with some pace as well, and we're going to have to match and exceed that.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
There he is, Ryan Kanasowicz, the head coach of your Utah Grizzlies. How do you not love that guy? Energy, excitement, one of the most level-headed coaches I think I have ever been around in all my years of covering professional sports. I think that's Ryan Kanasowicz. You heard him talk about Connor McDonald being named the captain of this club. We'll talk about that next after these words from Maverik.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
All right, welcome back to the Maverik Center for opening night of the 2022-2023 ECHL season for your Utah Grizzlies. The Rapid City Rush are in town. What are you doing tonight? Come on down to the Maverik Center. We've got great tickets tonight and tomorrow. You want to get your tickets? Go to utahgrizzlies.com. We talked about Connor McDonald being named the captain of this team. It's not something, as you heard from Ryan Kanasowicz, that he takes lightly. Ryan takes this very seriously. So does the rest of the club. So does Connor McDonald. Let's hear what Jared Pike and the rest of his teammates have to say about Connor McDonald.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, great human being, great teammate, outstanding hockey player, and we couldn't be more satisfied with and more honored for him to wear the C for us.
Mac was a guy that, when a lot of us came in late last year, made us feel really welcome, made us feel like we're part of the group right away. And as a guy we kind of looked to for advice and kind of guidance as we got adapted to pro. So super excited for him, you know, deserves it, and we're all happy for him. Coming from college to pro, you know, just how you conduct yourself, how you handle yourself. You know, you're not so much, let's say, guided as far as what you do off the ice, as far as stretching and getting in the gym. And he's a guy that kind of took us under the wing and said, you know, hey, after practice, this is what we do. You know, before practice, this is what we do. You know, during the game, how you handle those highs and lows when things aren't going your way, when they're going super well, you know, keeping that even keel. He was a guy on the bench always talking, saying, hey, you know, let's settle down here, or, you know, don't get too high when we get up a couple goals. And, you know, that was, I think, a big part of why we did so well in the playoffs last year. So, yeah.
Feels good. We got a good group here. Anyone could have had it. Got a lot of pros in that locker room. So, yeah, I'm super excited. It's an honor. It really is. I was back in junior. Had a little leadership in college too, but was an assistant last year, and just so happened that captain this year. And same thing. We're gonna keep going, try and pick up where we left off.
There he is, Connor McDonald, your captain of the 2022-2023 Utah Grizzlies. There isn't a guy in that locker room that doesn't respect Connor. He's a guy that's got a lot of experience. Obviously, he was here with Coach Kanasowicz last year. He's a guy that leads by example. I'm at practice every day, morning skates. He holds guys accountable. He plays hard. He does everything right, as you heard Ryan Kanasowicz say before. So we're about 20 minutes away from face-off here at the Maverik Center. The Rapid City Rush are in town to open up the 2022-2023 2023 season. A couple of things that you can look for tonight, and the voice of the Grizzlies, Tyson Whiting, will talk about these points in just a few minutes as well. The goaltending is going to be a big storyline for this Utah Grizzlies team for this year. You're going to get Trent Miner, who is a very experienced netminder for your Utah Grizzlies. Now, spent a lot of time up with Colorado. He's a guy that you're going to have to really watch because he is a fabulously talented goaltender. Lucas Parikh is also a guy that there's no doubt that he's a guy that is familiar with Rapid City. He was on Rapid City last year as well. But he is a guy that really stood on his head last weekend in Idaho. I think we all agree he played a fantastic game. We'll see who plays tomorrow, but certainly you're going to get a look at Miner tonight. That's a guy that I would keep an eye on. The other guy, and I asked Ryan Kanasowicz in the interview about this, Ben Tardif has got to perform well. He is such a talented guy. Ben Tardif is a guy that was in preseason dressed for the Colorado Avalanche. That would be the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. Ben Tardif is a National Hockey League talent, and he is a guy that is absolutely a key to this Utah Grizzlies team because he's fast, he's skilled, and he is physical. And I can tell you, watching him every day in practice, he is elusive. He is a load for the defenseman to keep track of, and he just creates so much space for his teammates. Ben Tardif is another guy that you got to keep an eye on. My guy on the blue line, he is a Notre Dame Fighting Irish alum. Mr. Klerman is a guy who, can hit a golf ball a mile. We saw that at the Utah Grizzlies, golf tournament the other day. Klerman's a guy on that blue line that you really want to keep an eye on because he's skilled and he's talented. Another guy that's had a look at upper levels of hockey. Those three names are guys that I would keep an eye on tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd really pay attention to those guys because those are all keys to victory for you tonight. But there is no doubt the singular key to victory for the Utah Grizzlies is making sure they play assignment sound hockey. You got to come out of the zone with a lot of momentum and a lot of speed. And you're going to hear us talk about that a lot tonight on the broadcast. All right, don't go anywhere. A big night of hockey is straight ahead. The voice of the Utah Grizzlies, Tyson Whiting, is going to join you next to get you ready for face-off. I'll be down on the bench doing color with Tyson tonight. A huge night in West Valley City. We're ready to drop the puck on the 2022-2023 Utah Grizzlies season. It's next right here on YouTube.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey, as tonight's the regular season opener between the Grizzlies and the Rapid City Rush. Hi everybody, I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. It's the first of 72 regular season games for the Grizzlies and for the Rush for that matter. They hope a pretty long playoff run, as you're talking about two of the best teams in the Mountain Division. In fact, the Grizzlies and Rush finished 1-2 last season in the Mountain Division. Rapid City was pretty good on the road last year as they won 18 games. The Grizzlies ended up winning 19. The Grizzlies' road record, that one road victory, might have ended up making a difference. After all, these teams split 6 wins apiece. 12 games in the regular season. Both teams won 6 against the other. The Grizzlies ended up winning the Mountain Division title. The banner will be raised here shortly. And then they met in the Mountain Division Finals, round 2 of the postseason. Grizzlies ended up winning that series 4-2. Utah actually won the first 3 games of that series. Rapid City won games 4 and 5, and then the scene shifted to Maverik Center, where the Grizzlies got a Game 6 victory. Monty talked about the goaltending. Trent Miner will get the start in net for the Grizzlies. And for Rapid City, it's going to be Danil Chechelev, who played for Kansas City last year. Chechelev, a 21-year-old from Russia. And do you think about all the changes in the broadcast? In fact, there are more changes here on Press Row than there are on the ice for the Grizzlies. After all, a 25-man roster, and there are 20 players with previous Grizzlies experience, including 19 last year. The one returning Grizzly who was not on the club last season, well, he was a member of the Grizzlies back when head coach and general manager Ryan Kanasowicz was a player. I'm talking about Victor Bartley, who played 21 games for the Grizzlies back in the 2009-2010 season. Bartley will be in the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. He's got 3 years of KHL experience over in Russia recently, but he's also got 121 games of NHL experience, most of them with the Nashville Predators. He's also appeared in 9 games with the Montreal Canadiens. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Victor Bartley can do in a Grizzlies uniform for the first time in 12 years. And I'm really also excited to see Connor McDonald wearing the C as the leadership council for the Grizzlies this season. Connor McDonald is a captain. Dylan Fitz and James Shearer are the assistant captains. We mentioned all the familiar names and the familiar faces. Dylan Fitz, Ben Tardif are going to be 2 forwards. They're certainly going to be big. I'm thinking about Tyler Penner. You're talking about a guy that can make a big jump year 1 to year 2 as a pro. I could expect some good things from Tyler Penner. And really, when you think about the third forward line for the Grizzlies tonight, it's Dylan Fitz, Tyler Penner, and the speedster Dakota Raby. So that's got a lot of potential. Grizzlies and the Rush. We talked about the Grizzlies a little bit for Rapid City. They won 36 games last season in the regular year, finished second in the Mountain Division. They were with the Arizona Coyotes, and this season they're an affiliate of the Calgary Flames and the Calgary Wranglers, and they have gotten a ton of help from their affiliate. You think about last season, only 4 players that were an AHL or NHL contract guys played for Rapid City at any point last season. Already for Rapid City, 7 AHL contract and 2 NHL contract players. So the Rush have gotten a lot of help from their affiliate this season, and they got a lot of good returning players, including Logan Nelson. And I think if you're Rapid City, you have to be really impressed and really, you have to think about the potential of Alex Aliardi. Now, he was one of Florida's best players on the Kelly Cup championship team last season. So Alex Aliardi could end up making a big impact for Rapid City. He had 31 goals and 29 assists for Florida last season and a plus 22 rating. So it's going to be a tough test. We saw last weekend in the preseason where Idaho looked to be a pretty impressive club. You're talking about 3 of the best teams in the Mountain Division. Idaho last week, Rapid City tonight, and the Grizzlies obviously looking to defend their Mountain Division championship. Let's get to the starting lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Rapid City Rush, led by second-year head coach Scott Burt. Starting goaltender is Danil Chechelev. He's going to be wearing number 1. Chechelev played for Kansas City last season. He's a native of Russia. The defenseman, number 5, Quinn Wickers, and number 25, Ryan Zulsdorf, as Rapid City is going to be going with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen, as there's going to be 17 skaters per side this season. The forwards, Matt Marcineau, he's got an A on his sweater, and he'll be starting at 1 forward for Rapid City. We'll also see Logan Nelson, who was their leading scorer last year. He's certainly dangerous in the circle. Watch out for him on the power play. And Alex Aliardi, we mentioned the exploits of him last season with the Florida Everblades, 31 goals and 28 assists. He'll be wearing number 42. Now, Aliardi played 1 game against the Grizzlies last season as a member of the Everblades, and he had 1 goal and 1 assist and was the game's number 1 star in Florida's 5-2 victory over Utah. So that's the starting 5 for Rapid City. Chechelev in net, Wickers and Zulsdorf, the 2 defensemen, Marcineau, Nelson, and Aliardi, the 3 forwards. For the Utah Grizzlies, they finished with 42 wins in the regular season last year, which was the most since 2000. They are led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. The new assistant is Jared Pike. He replaces Tegan Zahn, who's going to be a stay-at-home dad over in the Colorado area. Remember, Pike played for the Grizzlies 2 years ago, back in the 2020-21 season. Starting in net's going to be Trent Miner, who last season led the club, or he led the Grizzlies at 7 shutouts, led the club with 16 victories. In fact, the 7 shutouts broke a Grizzlies single-season franchise record and was second most all-time in league history. So Miner went 16-12 last season. Is going to be a net for the Grizzlies. He's only 21 years old. He's got an NHL entry-level deal with the Colorado Avalanche. It's actually year 2 of a 3-year deal. And I saw online somewhere that they had mentioned that the extended players on the Colorado Avalanche roster, on the playoff roster, that they'd get rings. I asked him on the golf course a couple days ago, did you get a ring? And he said no, unfortunately. But Miner was present, and he was very much a participant there in terms of being on the ice. In fact, the only game Trent Miner missed for the Grizzlies in their playoff run in terms of not attending the game was Game 6, the Stanley Cup final clinching victory. So Trent Miner will get the start, starting his second full professional season. He's got 8 shutouts and 34 professional games. Starting defenseman for the Grizzlies, The captain, Connor McDonald, his second year with the Grizzlies, 4th overall professionally. He's got AHL experience with Indy and San Jose. McDonald, last season, had 3 goals and 10 assists, but it's really what he does away from the puck that's so impressive. He plays the angles in the corner so well. He does a great job making sure that he takes everything to the perimeter. Connor McDonald is the type of defenseman. You watch him play away from the puck, you come away impressed. He'll be paired up with Victor Bartley, one of the great stories out of camp. He's 34 years old, 121 games of NHL experience. The last 3 years he was in the KHL. Bartley will be wearing number 42. It will be his second stint with the Grizzlies. He played in 21 games for the Grizzlies back in the 2009-2010 season, where he was a teammate of Ryan Kanaswich. That was the year Kanaswich averaged about 2 points per game. So that's the starting defensive pairing, McDonald and Bartley. 4 other defensemen we'll see in action tonight. We will see Bryson Martin making his Grizzlies debut. This will be his 8th different ECHL team, so Martin has certainly made the rounds. Former 3rd-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres about 8 years ago. Nate Clermont, the Notre Dame product, he'll be in there wearing number 16. Clermont was certainly instrumental to the Grizzlies division championship last year. He was a plus 16 for Utah. We'll also see Andrew Nilsson, his second stint with the Grizzlies. Remember, he played in the first half of last season, got released. He ended up spending some time in the AHL with the Tucson Roadrunners later on that season. And, you talk about the 6 defensemen, Martin, Clermont, Nilsson, and now, I'm drawing a blank because that would naturally happen. And trying to figure out who that 6th defenseman. It's James Scher, the assistant captain. Scher is going to be in there wearing number 29. He played his last 3 years at the University of Calgary. He was signed by the Grizzlies in mid-March when his college season ended, and he ended up doing a good job. He was really instrumental in the final month of the regular season. He scored an empty net goal in his pro debut on March 18th against Idaho, and he was certainly solid. He's one of those guys kind of like McDonald. You see him play away from the puck, and you come away impressed. So the 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight, McDonald and Bartley. We'll also see Nilsson, Shearer, Bryson Martin, no relation to Luke, who played for Utah last year, and Nate Clermont. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Taryn Fizer. You talk about a guy that's been impressive in camp. I don't know there's any forward more impressive than Taryn Fizer. He scored a goal in the Grizzlies preseason game in Ogden, a game where Idaho came away with a victory, but Fizer has a lot of goal-scoring potential. It's his first full season as a pro. Ben Tardif, who last season led the club with 39 assists and 59 points. He had 20 goals last year. He had an amazing playoff run where he had 25 assists in 18 playoff games, which was tied for second most in a single postseason. And Kyle Betts, he scored a goal in Saturday's preseason game against Ogden that was played at the Ogden Ice Sheet. Betts played at Cornell University, played a few games at the end of the regular season, had a pretty good playoff run. Watch for Betts taking faceoffs for the Grizzlies. He could be one of those instrumental centers who has a little bit of size. I'm really interested in seeing what he's able to do in his first full season as a pro. Other forwards for the Grizzlies tonight, Johnny Walker, the Arizona State native. He's an Arizona native, an Arizona State product. It's his first full season as a pro. Keaton Jamison, you talk about guys that could make the improvement. His first full season as a pro. He spent some time with Fort Wayne, was acquired in a trade last year at the deadline. He looked particularly good in 2 games late in the regular season against Idaho. And Jamison, somebody to watch out for, wearing number 12. Dylan Fitz had a pretty good playoff run. He'll wear number 13 for the Grizzlies. Cameron Wright making his pro debut. He had a great college career at the University of Denver last year, helping them win a national championship. And before that, spent 4 years at Bowling Green State University, 2 of those as a teammate of Connor McDonald's. Zach Sekos, another forward that kind of like Fizer, has a lot of speed, can go from point A to point B in a hurry. Watch out for Sekos, who played his college hockey at Clarkson University. He was about as good as Fizer in the postseason last year. Tyler Penner, who was the only player last season to appear in all 72 regular season games and all 18 playoff games. Penner will wear number 21 for the Grizzlies. Dakota Raby is number 22. He spent 4 years at the University of Michigan. Last year was at Sacred Heart University as a graduate transfer. And in the next to last game of the regular season had a hat trick that clinched the division title. That banner will be unveiled here shortly as the starting lineup introduced by the Grizzlies. Trent Miner introduced to the Maverik Center crowd. Cam Strong making his Grizzlies debut. He'll wear number 26. He played for Reading and South Carolina last season. In fact, he was a +5 for South Carolina last year, and that was a season where the Stingrays really struggled. So watch out for Cam Strong wearing number 26. He's 6 feet and 179 pounds. So that's the forwards for the Grizzlies tonight. The starters are going to be Tardif, Pfizer, and Betts, and we'll go through all the other ones as we progress here on the broadcast. As the Grizzlies wearing their white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim, and the Rapid City Rush in a red jersey with white numbers and a little bit of black mixed in. Kind of looks like what you would see from the New Jersey Devils, even though they are affiliates with the Calgary Flames. Looks like it's a little bit different shade of red than what you would see with the Calgary Flames. As Kyle Betts introduced to the Maverik Center crowd, and the Grizzlies and Rush in the season opener. Top two teams in the Mountain Division last year, as Grisby waves the flag at center ice. Rapid City wearing the red jerseys, and looks like we got a good crowd filing in here for opening night at Maverik Center. And now we pause for our national anthem as Chris Hagan, the PA announcer, once again here this season. And we got a lot of continuity amongst the club. We got a few changes here on the broadcast. Hopefully you'll enjoy them. We'll have Monty on the bench. We'll talk with him shortly. But now let's get to our national anthem here on opening night at Maverik Center, the first of a two-game weekend series. We'll get to that a little bit shortly as Grisby's there on the blue line. Boy, the anticipation here after a good offseason. Ryan Kanasowicz really got a lot of players he wanted. You think about the 25 men on this roster, 19 of them appeared for Utah last year. So you're talking about all the continuity, and now they got the banner. The Mountain Division banner is going to be unfurled, and it looks like it's going to be right next to the Canadian national anthem, the Canadian flag here at Maverik Center. And that's where the division banner is going to hang. Grizzlies, for the first time in franchise history, won the division title, and that came in the next to last regular season game against the Idaho Steelheads. After this weekend, the Grizzlies will be on the road for 8 straight, beginning next Friday against the Idaho Steelheads. Now let's pause for our national anthem.
Tonight doing it for us, the Granger Madrigals.
That was our national anthem. You probably didn't hear it as well as we would have liked, but hey, it is what it is. We're having some fun on a Friday night, first of a two-game series. I'm here high top section 114. I got the best seat in the house. Now Monty, on the other hand, is on the bench, and I think he thinks he's got the best seat in the house. Monty, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, my man. Tyson, you ready?
It's going to be a fun season. You talk about the division championship banner being raised, and you talk about all the continuity. It always seems like in training camp you have to get the names and faces put together. I didn't have to do that a lot this year because there's only a handful of new faces, and among those new faces I'm excited about is Cameron Wright, wearing number 15, making his pro debut.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any doubt that he's worked really hard this camp. I mean, he's one of the guys who truly, I thought, stood out. But, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. There's so many guys that are experienced. There's so many guys that know the system. There's not a guy down here that, doesn't want to win just as badly as the man next to him. I mean, absolutely, positively. You feel like Ryan Kanasowicz has done a really nice job building this team back. And you know what? There's a really nice crowd on hand, too, Tyson. This building is going to be rocking and rolling, I think.
And you're talking about two of the best teams in the Mountain Division. I mean, I look at Rapid City, a team that finished in second place in the Mountain Division. They got an outstanding head coach in Scott Burt, and they've gotten a lot more help from their affiliates. So they might be pretty tough. It'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table. As for the Grizzlies, I really like this top forward line that's going to be starting out the game with Pfizer, Tardif and Kyle Betts. I think that's got a lot of potential.
Well, I think Betts is the guy you mentioned there, Tyson. I think he had a fantastic preseason. Really a guy that will do anything you ask him to do. I think Ben Tardif is a fantastic talent. He's fast. I love the fact that he's physical. He uses that physicality to earn space, because that's really what it is. You have to earn your space on the ice here in the ECHL. And I think he's done that. And I think you look at a guy like Pfizer, he's as talented as anyone. So, my friends, we are ready to rock and roll. Tyson, you ready? As the voice of the Grizzlies, let's get this season underway.
I start my 5th season. Rocco Stakoviak, the referee. The linesmen are Andrew Collins and Craig Peterson. Grizzlies are going to be skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114, and you see it on Flow Sports as well. Rapid City from left to right. Puck is dropped, and the draw won by Rapid City, who dumps it in deep into the Grizzlies zone. Connor McDonald, the new Grizzlies captain, gets it, and he'll toss it back to neutral ice. It rolls into the rush zone. Is it going to be icing? The arm is raised by the linesman, and the whistle blows. Our first of the regular season. 13 seconds into the game, it is an icing call, and the Rush will have an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, and I think everybody to a man knows that number 5 was the exact right choice to put the C on his chest. Everybody raved about him when that came out yesterday at practice. Guys were smiling for him.
Kyle Betts to take the face-off against Rapid City's Matt Marcineau, number 22. He's flanked by Logan Nelson and Alex Aliardi, 2 prolific goal scorers in this league. Watch out for Aliardi. He had 31 goals last season for the Champs. As Rapid City takes the draw, right point shot, that gets blocked. Now goes out to neutral ice. Grizzlies will back it out into their own zone as Betts goes cross ice to McDonald. McDonald D to Victor Bartley. Bartley wearing number 42. He gets it back to McDonald. Connor skates down the middle. Left wing pass is picked off. Aliardi gets it right wing. Aliardi gets around McDonald, but McDonald pushes him into the corner. Aliardi gets blasted by McDonald and gets knocked down towards the near wing boards. As Logan Nelson and McDonald battle, McDonald wins that 50-50 puck, gets to Tardif, ahead to Betts, who crosses center ice. Down the middle, he dumps it into the right corner. Turn Pfizer chases after it as the Grizzlies make a line change. Rapid City comes up with it in the near corner as the Rush will tap it off the boards. Max Cota, number 9, will feed it ahead. It hit off a stick and rolls towards Nate Clerman. Clerman over in the left corner as the puck is deep in the Grizzlies zone. Max Cota, who's a pretty good goal scorer, gets held up along the boards. Rush spinning along the near wing as Rapid City, all big-time hit. And the puck ends up clearing out to center. Rush will bounce it off the boards. And Tyson Helgeson, number 44. His brother Kenton Helgeson's the Rapid City captain. As Ben Tardif dumps it in. Danil Chechelev plays behind his net. He played for Kansas City this year, or last year, only 21 years old. As Kenton Jameson over to right. He takes a shot, saved by Chechelev. First look for Cameron Wright was a grade A1 as the Grizzlies get it up to the left point. Utah feeds it across to Dakota Raby. He skates towards the right side, now around the net. Raby throws it up top for Clerman. Clerman across ice to Shearer. He takes a lefty shot, that gets blocked, and the Rush will throw it off the near wing boards, and it goes out to neutral ice. Wright comes off the ice as Clerman has the puck, and he'll drive it around the boards. Chechelev, wearing number 1, cuts it off as he'll throw it to the corner. As running after it is Andrew Nilsson. Now to the corner. Utah avoids a check but gets divorced from the puck. As it rolls towards Rhett Reinhardt, wearing number 27. As it goes out to center ice, Utah gets it back. Cross ice to Fitz, who's now on the left. He gains the line. Fitz rolls it around the boards to the right point, but not over there in the area was number 17, Zach Sekos. He gets it and backs it out as Utah back in their own zone, skating from right to left. 2.5 minutes into this game, no score. Utah has one shot that was taken by Cameron Wright. Now across center ice, Utah dumps it in as one hops off the backboards deep in Rapid City zone. Over to the right side, Utah with a lefty shot. That gets blocked. I think that was taken by Bryson Martin in his first shift with Utah. As Martin's playing for his 8th different ECHL team. He was a former draft pick of Buffalo. As Kenton Helgeson throws it back into his own zone as Rapid City spreads the ice in a bright red jersey with white numbers. Rush cross center ice. Now they gain the line as they feed it over to the left wing. They look to center it. Utah hooked him as Rapid City was looking for a one-timer, and that's going to be a penalty. And Rory Cairns was the one to get spun around.
It's going to be Walker.
And we get our first penalty of the season. It's going to be Johnny Walker, number 17. Last year it was number 17 with Utah. Walker goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions reminds you that when life tries to put you in the penalty box, as Walker is in right now, it is important you have the best legal counsel in your corner. Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions, so you can rest and relax. Draws in the right circle, no score, 17:07 left in the first. Grizzlies one shot, Rapid City yet to take one. Cairns was firing a one-timer, and Walker got him with a hook. as Rapid City. Watch out for Logan Nelson. Last season, he was key on their power play. Watch out for Nelson, 28. As the Rush win the face-off, Utah comes out with a puck, and they clear it out.
Good start to the kill here. It's a big moment in time early in this game, Tyson. You're really playing for a lot of momentum.
3 minutes in, Rapid City skates from left to right. They get it to neutral ice, right wing pass. Now they step over the offensive line. Nelson throws it to the high slide, gets deflected by Utah, and feeds it back towards the Rapid City blue line. Rush run after it in their own zone as the Grizzlies get 4 fresh skaters on opening night here at Maverik Center. As they raise the Mountain Division banner, it's over near the Canadian flag as Rapid City crosses center ice. Now they'll step over the line, right side. Nelson near the boards, drops it back off for Matt Marcineau. Now the Rush trying to feed it to Nelson in the slot. It gets picked off. Utah crosses center ice. Taron Pfizer, he'll step over the line, left wing, then gets the puck taken away from him. Nelson, right side, will feed it down the middle. Rapid City steps over the blue line. Now to the left side, shot saved by Miner. That shot was taken by John Martin, number 71, as the Grizzlies feed it over to the right side. Rapid City kept it in. Rush will get it towards Calder Brooks, number 19. Brooks looks to center to Nelson. Utah pokes away, left side, shot and scores. The Rush have taken a 1-0 lead, and that's going to be Matt Marcineau. 5'10", 190 pounds. Marcineau, who has an AHL contract from Cal. He's a Calgary native, and the Rush have taken a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and you really would have liked to have seen Pfizer get that puck behind the net deeper, certainly. And I mean, obviously, you don't love the penalty, but you had a chance really to get that puck deep into their end, and you didn't take it, and it winds up in your net. But now you start over. It's early in the game, 15:59 to go in the first. Rapid City up 1-0.
Rush have taken 2 shots. Both of them came on the power play. Utah 1 shot. That was Cameron Wright. And we'll give you the details of the goal here shortly as Utah gets stripped up, neutral ice, no call. Wright dumps it in. Chechelev gets him in front of his net. Utah in the left corner. He looked to center, but it kicked off a skate. Grizzlies over in the right corner. So we get a whistle. And are we going to get a penalty? There was some rough action over on the right side. And puck might have just got out of play.
Yeah, deflected up onto the net there behind the Rapid City goal. But boy, you mentioned Wright is off to a great start. Number 15 for your Utah Grizzlies. Really off to a good start tonight. Important draw here in the offensive zone.
Time of Rapid City's goal, 4:01. Matt Marcineau gets it. Calder Brooks and Simon Levine get the assist for Rapid City as a Rush step over the offensive line, right side shot, saved by Miner in the butterfly position. That shot was taken by Colton Leader, number 45. Leader had a good year with Rapid City last season. Utah dumps it deep into the offensive zone. They looked to center, but it kicked off of Chechelev's skate. Grizzlies in the left corner as they skate from right to left in this first period as they settle in the offensive zone. Nelson, 44, take a shot, saved by Chechelev. It goes out to the right side. Martin has it. No relation to Luke from last year. Nelson tries to feather it into the slot. Feather it, that's not even a word, over to the far side. Grizzlies along the boards, and they keep it in. Utah skates down the middle. Righty shot, saved by Chechelev, and that one was taken by Cameron Wright, who's already got 2 shots here tonight, and he was a prolific goal scorer. 4 years at Bowling Green. Last season led the University of Denver to a national championship, and he's looked like Utah's best forward here so far.
Yeah, he's off to a great start. Good job by Keaton Jamison in front of the net there. That was a good shift for that line. That's what you really need. This has been a good answer, I think, to the power play goal they gave up here, Tyson. I really like the way they've come out with energy.
A lot of grit on this forward line for the Grizzlies now. Penner, Dylan Fitz, and Dakota Raby. James Shearer is on the ice, one defenseman with Nate Clerman. As Rapid City wins the face-off as 3-on-3. They cross center ice. Now they'll step over the line right side and a shot to score. That's John Martin. Looked like it went 5-hole on Trent Miner and just squeaked through. And the Rush, with 14:53 left in the first, have taken a 2-0 lead.
Boy, that's a save Miner would like to have back. I mean, that is one, when it hits you high like that, you'd really like to have it. And we'll see on the replay here in the big board. Yeah, he's got to have that one. Absolutely, right under the right elbow. And he'll tell you that. I mean, absolutely. The hill gets steeper to climb, but
Martin, one of 7 Rapid City players with an AHL contract with the Calgary Wranglers. That was actually the place that Garrett Metcalf had a tryout with in camp. He's 27 years old as Utah wins the draw, gets it out to center ice. It hits off a Raby's stick and goes deep into the Rapid City zone on the right side. Rush will feather it around the boards. Goes out to center ice. I've never used that term in 4 years. I don't know why I started that now. As Grizzlies in their own zone, especially since I can't even say it. Then again, I have a tough time with names like Jones and Smith. as Utah, left side, whips it around the boards, but they whipped it around the boards in their own zone, but icing is waved off. Now the Rush have the puck 2-on-2. Rush have good team speed. They fake a shot, left wing, shot. That one gets blocked by Raby. As it goes towards the right circle, Dylan Fitz gets it. Last year he was number 12. This season he's number 13. He gets back check. Rapid City has it. Now it goes to center ice. Penner runs after it, dumps it in. Penner comes off the ice after a shift. Penner sporting a beard. Sometimes he'll sport a beard, sometimes he won't. He had a pretty good playoff beard going last season. As the Rush behind their net start the pursuit. Rush lead 2-0, 6 minutes in. Rush with a long-range pass. That goes incomplete, and icing is on the Rush. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw with 13:50 left in the first.
Well, this is the line that's got to get it going. You saw a good play there to block that shot. You have, Betts. I love this line. Betts, Pfizer, and Tardif certainly, it's a big draw for Betts with Vic Bartley out there and Captain Connor McDonald on the blue line.
Well, you'd love to establish some offensive zone time here down by 2 and see if you can get one and get back in this game in terms of the scoreboard. As Utah wins the face-off, Tardif throws it to Bartley. He'll bounce it off the backboards, and Utah skates around the net. Betts over in the corner wearing number 61. As he gets around the skater, he'll throw it up top for McDonald. He'll feed it across to Bartley. Left wing. I tried to get a redirection from Betts, and that one goes just wide. Rush are able to clear it out to center as it goes to the Utah blue line. Bartley will back out into his own corner. Now pitch it ahead to Betts. Betts across to McDonald. He feeds it across to Bartley along the boards. Victor Bartley, 34 years old, skates in front of Trent Miner. Now he skates down the middle. Bartley still in his own zone. Veers off into the near bling boards. Over to McDonald. He feeds a right wing pass to center ice. Pfizer couldn't handle it. Now Utah dumps it into the corner. Tardif races after it. As the Rush will nudge it around their net. And Max Cota spins it back around. John Martin, one of the goal scorers, throws it through his legs. Rush enter the zone but lose the puck as Utah bounces it off the near boards. It hits one of the linesmen, goes to center ice. Utah skates across the line. Grizzlies settle along the left wing as they look to center. I think that's Cam Strong, number 26. Rapid City picks it off. Now it goes to center ice. Nielsen gets it back for Utah. He'll throw it to the right wing for Walker. Delayed offside. Walker gets blasted right as the whistle was blown. And it looks like we got our first, let's say it together with, as the lame broadcasters would say, a little extracurricular after the whistle.
And late, exceptionally late hit there. We'll see what comes out of that. But, I mean, that's just so late. Look, I understand if you want to be physical, but the whistle had gone.
We'll take a timeout on the ice. Rapid City leads 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Rush lead 2-0. Matt Marcineau scored 4:01 in. That was a power play tally. And then a minute, 6 seconds later, John Martin made it a 2-0 game. The assist on Martin's goal, Keanu Yamamoto, number 20. He got an assist, as well as number 77, Simon Levine. Levine's got an assist in both the Rapid City's goals. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 4-3. And Tim, that second goal, unfortunately, looked like it was one that Trent Miner probably should have had.
I think that's certainly one. But, again, the response from the Grizzlies has been great. I think they are skating hard here. I love the lineup combinations. I love the fact that you're putting a real tough group out there. I mean, Strong, Martin. You love Penner being out there. I mean, that little play he made at the line there to make sure that puck got in, and not only got in, but got deep. Those are the little differences that are going to get you back in this game, and you put Walker, Penner, and Cam Strong out there. This is a grinder line.
Face off at neutral ice near Rapid City's bench. Two head coaches are very similar. Scott Burt and Ryan Kanaswich, both in their second season at their respective spots. Burt finished 5th in the Coach of the Year balloting. He probably should have gotten more respect than that around the East Coast Bias League as Rapid City dumps it in. Running after it's Andrew Nelson, wearing number 44. Last year he was number 40 for the Grizzlies. His 44 was Luke Martin. Bryson Martin, no relation to Luke, who's currently with Jacksonville. Grizzlies cross center ice. Walker dumps it in. No penalties on that little skirmish after the whistle as Bryson Martin to the corner gets it poked away. Penner at center ice gets it to Nielsen. Nielsen peels back into his own zone as Grisby entertains the crowd here in section 115. As Grizzlies get it, Cameron Wright, left wing, skates to the circle. He looks to center it. Chekchilev clears it out. Rapid City, Alex Aliardi. He'll skate along the left wing. Aliardi gets to the circle. Utah knocks him down. Is that going to be a penalty as the puck ended up rolling towards Miner? No, it's not. It was a great defensive play, making sure they got the angle, and Aliardi wasn't able to get it, couldn't get a shot off.
Boy, I feel like Rapid City is playing on the edge here. I mean, a lot of those are questionable. But look, this is a league where you got to be fast and physical, and I think Rapid City, we're seeing the improvement in the rush.
Calder Brooks takes the draw for Rapid City. Keaton Jamison for Utah. Puck is in Utah's zone as the Grizzlies win the faceoff. They'll skate it out to neutral ice from right to left. Nate Klerman dumps it in. He got blasted by Tyson Helgeson. As the puck rolls around the boards, it's on the near side in Rapid City's zone. Grizzlies skate towards Cameron Ryder. Take a shot. Saved by Chichelev. Jamison with a shot. Saved by Chichelev. And some action over towards the side of the net. Rapid City comes up with it. 2 good looks by the Grizzlies, but the Rush keep it a 2-0 lead. As the Rush cross center ice and dump it in. Klerman feeds to the left side. Rapid City picks it off as they'll bounce it off the end glass. Klerman in the corner as he gets held up. As puck ends up on the right side, Keaton Jamison ends up with it. Jamison blasts it off the glass. It goes to center ice. Calder Brooks will feed it back to a Rush defenseman in the Rapid City zone as both teams make a line change. Rapid City gets a new set of forwards. Pass to center ice is picked off by Tardif. Ben, who led the team in points last season, gains the line, fanned on a pass. Rapid City comes back up with it at center ice. The Rush, Max Koda skates in, but he's offside. As looked like Max Koda and Ilya Nikolaev from Russia, 21-year-old wearing number 7, gained the line before the puck.
Well, you got to love that sequence down on the Rapid City end. I mean, anytime you can get the puck to the net, that's exactly what you're trying to do, and I think you just have to keep banging because it's not if, it's when the puck goes in. This group is really talented, so that was a really good shift there, Tyson.
Ilya Nikolaev, 21-year-old from Russia, former 3rd-round pick of Calgary back in 2019. Utah wins the faceoff as Connor McDonald in his own zone. Now he'll skate down the middle. He'll throw it towards the left wing for Pfizer. Pass behind him, but Pfizer eventually gets it. He'll feed it across to Fitz. He'll bounce it off the boards. And now it goes back to Rapid City as the Rush. We'll get it out to center ice. McDonald tried to pick it off, but the pass is connected. Now McDonald takes it away and throws it into the left corner. We're about halfway through the first period. Rush lead 2-0. Big hit delivered by Kyle Betts behind Rapid City's net. Rush feed it ahead to Max Koda, but the pass is behind him. He's also behind Bartley. No icing as Bartley runs after it. He gets there before Koda. Now the Grizzlies start the attack again. Tardif along the near wing boards, gets the puck taken away at neutral ice. Rush deep in their own zone, run to the corner as Simon Levine will feed it out to neutral ice. Now the Rush step over the offensive line, right side. They'll roll it back around and rolls back to Utah. All turnover as the Rush over in the left side in the corner. Get it to the left circle. Rush with the lefty shot. They score. And that's Rory Cairns. He wears number 91. He's making his Rush debut. He's a former 6th-round pick in 2020. He's got an NHL entry-level deal, and he showed why with his shot. As we're halfway through the first period, and the Rush lead 3-0.
You know, I mean, if this is not the start that Trent Miner needed. I mean, if we're really being honest, 2 of those 3, he's got to have that one. I mean,
well, if I recall, I think the puck was in the Grizzlies zone for probably a little bit longer than you would like. And Rapid City looks like a well-oiled machine here in the first half of the first period. We'll give you the details of the goal. Karen scores 10:03 into the first period. K-E-R-I-N-S is his last name. Only 1 assist on the play, and it goes to John Martin. So Martin has 1 goal and 1 assist for Rapid City. And the Rush are off to a good start. They finished in 2nd place in the Mountain Division. And it looks like they're off on a mission here in the Grizzlies home opener. And the Rush season opener as the Grizzlies win the face-off, neutral ice. They fire a shot. Chichelev holds on to it. I think that shot was taken by Jamison.
It was.
That accomplished one thing. Grizzlies were able to get in the offensive zone, and now they got a face-off. Now, if you win that face-off, you hope to maybe get some puck possession and get the puck to Cameron Wright, who's looked impressive here in the first period, and see if he can get his first pro goal.
You know, I think Ryan Kanasowicz has to be thinking about making a change. Man.
He might be 1 goal away from it. The backup tonight is Lucas Preek, who last season was Rapid City's starter.
And he was fabulous in the preseason up in Idaho. And now Keaton Jamison gets tossed. And Zekos will take the draw for the Grizzlies.
Wright will be on the left wing. Grizzlies have taken 7 shots, Rapid City 5, but the Rush lead 3-0, 9:52 left in the first. Draw won by, well, initially the Grizzlies, but then Rapid City won it. They feed it out to neutral ice. The rush.
Nice job.
Dump
Good
it
hit.
into the Grizzlies zone. Utah runs after it. Clermont in the corner as the rush will feed it back up top. As they'll get it back over to the left side. 77, Simon Levine. Utah pokes it away. Grizzlies 3-on-3. They gain the line. Throw it to Secco's left side. Oh, Secco's fanned on a shot. He had a pretty good look if he can get it off. Puck ends up rolling back to neutral ice from the far side. Clermont will back it out into his own zone. Nate Clermont's an outstanding skater. He'll throw a left wing pass to Schur, dumps it in. Grizzlies get 2 new defensemen on the ice as Rapid City skates around their net. They feed it to nobody in particular, and it's going to be icing as Rapid City tried to throw it out to the center ice logo, and nobody was home for them, so the draw comes back to the Rapid City zone. 9:09 left in the first, and the Rush lead 3-0.
Yeah, but again, this Grizzlies team's not going to stop. I mean, obviously, you're getting pucks to the nets. And again, here we go with Tardif and Betts with Pfizer.
McDonald and Bartley have been playing with that forward line a lot. They're the 2 defensemen. 2 good jerseys tonight. Rapid City with a red jersey with white numbers. Grizzlies with a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim as the draw goes between the Grizzlies defensemen deep into the Utah zone. Max Cota and Victor Bartley collide. Bartley comes out of it with the puck as Tardif will feed it ahead. Kyle Betts at neutral ice. 1-on-2. He crosses the center red line. Now the blue line. Betts will skate towards the corner. He gets pushed and gets the puck taken away from him. As Rapid City's been on point defensively as the rush. Along the far wing boards, Calder Brooks couldn't locate it. Goes back to Brooks' ankles. He's battling with Pfizer in the along the boards near the point. Betts with a couple pushes. Puck kind of is pinned there. Brooks wearing number 19. He scored some big goals against Utah last year. Brooks gets pushed by Betts. Now tripped by Betts. No call. Oh, now the arm is raised by the referee. Who's it going to be on?
That's got to be boarding. Absolutely. Tardif was two-handed, pushed in the back there.
And it is going to be on the rush. Grizzlies going to be on the power play. Puck stayed along the boards there for about 15 seconds, and eventually Tardif ended up getting hit and drawing a penalty.
But that's what you love about Ben Tardif. He is gritty. He outworked his opponent, and Betts and Tardif together is a very difficult combination to deal with. And what you saw there was Betsy keeping his skate against the board, Tyson, so that the rush couldn't push that puck back up to the line, which gave Tardif a chance to get in there. That led to the penalty.
Tyson Helgeson gets 2 minutes. His name is my name, too. His brother Kenton played for the Grizzlies a handful of years ago. Boarding's the call, 11:36 into the first period. Rush lead 3-0. Could the Grizzlies get on the board here on the power play? The linesman gets tripped up after dropping the puck. Rapid City comes up with it, and they clear it all the way out towards Trent Miner as the rush. Now they look to center. It goes out to the right point. Zolsdorf with a shot. Glove saved by Miner. He keeps it in play and gives it to Victor Bartley. Bartley, quarterback in this power play. He crosses center ice. Drops it back off for Bryson Martin. 2 defensemen for the Grizzlies in this power play shift. He feeds it to Secos, left wing, near the corner. Secos trying to get it back to Martin. Now he does. Bryson, he'll take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Chekhlov. Actually, it looked like he wasn't sure where it was, but it was in his pads. And the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone face-off. 1:23 left in the power play. 7:47 left in the first.
Tough break there. That puck hit the linesman. Or that's a clean, dump back to the blue line. But it hit the linesman's leg. I mean, that's tough luck right there. But I think you're right. The Rapid City goaltender with a long name and a lot of letters had no idea where that puck was going to hit him.
Grizzlies played against him a couple times in March. He was a member of the Kansas City Mavericks last year. Danil Chechelev. He's only 21 years old. He's got an he's actually got an AHL contract with the Calgary Wranglers. As off the drop rolls towards Chechelev, and he covers up. We'll do the draw over again in the left circle.
Yeah, you got to win these draws, and Betsy got kicked out there. Let's see if he could get this one.
Watch out for Betts in front of the net as Utah wins the face-off. Pfizer feeds it to the right side for Ben Tardif. Tardif with a lefty shot, and it goes high off the glass. Grizzlies along the right wing boards. Tardif gets pushed down by Kenton Helgeson. Now Utah gets it to Tardif. Slot. Now he takes one. Oh, it goes just wide. If he would have had the accuracy, he would have put it in.
Rapid City down a stick here.
Nilsson, high slot. And he takes a wrist shot. Oh, kick saved by Chechelev. Boy, that one didn't miss by much. As Nelson throws to Tardif. One-timer. That one goes wide. Now Betts tries to bounce it off of Chechelev. Rolls back towards him. Fitz gets it to Tardif. Now to Nielsen. Andrew fakes a shot, gets it to Tardif on the right side, now across to Pfizer line, fanned on a one-timer as Pfizer spins it back to the left point for Nielsen. He gets it across to the right side for Tardif near the Rapid City bench. Tardif around the boards, 30 seconds left in the power play. Pfizer, now to Nielsen. Nielsen, plenty of room to shoot, he'll take one and it's blocked. Gets to Pfizer on the right, to Tardif on the right side. Tardif switches places with Nielsen. Now to Nielsen, one-timer, and Chechelev makes the save. Well, that was a blast by Nielsen. We saw Tardif to Dastu many times last year, and Nielsen's got that one-timer where it could be Tardif to Nielsen quite a bit this season.
Man, well, I tell you what, that was an excellent power play shift. I mean, all the credit. You got Dylan Fitz standing in front of the net. I mean, that's a really good, you couldn't ask for anything other than to put the puck in the net.
And the Grizzlies, they kept the puck in the offensive zone for quite a while and were able to work the puck around.
Yeah,
they make
absolutely.
a line change. Watch out for Cameron Wright. He's on the left wing. Rush lead 3-0.
The Rapid City bench, Tyson, is not happy with that penalty kill at all.
Grizzlies have outshot him 10-6. I think they'd like to find a way to clear a puck as Utah wins the draw. Bartley will throw it to the right side for McDonald. He fakes a shot, throws it to Bartley. As Victor will take a lefty shot, and that one gets blocked, I think, by Chechelev. Now McDonald with the shot that goes wide. Rapid City runs towards the near wing boards. They get the puck. They skate it out across center ice, 3-on-4. Rush get it to the right side for Martin. He takes a shot, and that goes wide. Actually, it was Simon Levine, 77. As the Rush are back at full strength. Good power play by the Grizzlies, even though they didn't score. They had a lot of offensive zone time. As the Rush cross center ice, and Levine dumps it in. As the Rush towards the right side centers it. Kicked off a Rapid City stick as Utah in control of the puck. Zach Sekos in his own zone, near side, feeds it across to the captain, Connor McDonald. Connor off the end boards to Bartley. Victor Bartley plays a patient game. He's got good vision. He crosses center ice. He lifts the puck high into the air. One hops off the right corner in the Rapid City zone as the Grizzlies get pinned along the wall. Utah tried to feed it to Wright. It gets kicked back to the corner. Now Wright has the puck. Left side, drops it back off for Shearer. Shearer looks to center it, but just too many bodies out in front. And the Rush will skate it out to center ice. Now they're past Aliardi at the center ice logo, doesn't connect. Penner at center ice dumps it in towards Chechelev as he'll toss it ahead as Rapid City skates around their net. 5:25 and counting left in the first. Rush lead 3-0. Rapid City spins along the far wall. Utah keeps it in the offensive zone. Clermont looked like he overskated it. Now Zulsdorf has it for Rapid City. He skates around the net. Zulsdorf, number 25. He'll bounce it off the near glass. Now the Rush, 2-on-2, crosses center ice. Rush good in the transition games. They skate down the middle. Utah knocks down the skater. It rolls towards Minor, and Trent's able to cover up the puck.
Excellent hit by Clermont there to end that opportunity for Rapid City.
5:03 left in the first. Rush 3, Grizzlies nothing. We're back after this on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Utah nothing. 5:03 left in the first. Rush got on the board, 4:01 in. It was a power play goal by Matt Marcineau. Then a minute, 6 seconds later, the Rush made it a 2-0 game. John Martin picked up the goal. Martin has 1 goal and 1 assist as he assisted on Rapid City's third goal. It was an even strength tally. Roy Cairns, number 91, lit the lamp. That made it 3-0. That's where we stand now. Now the Grizzlies have outshot the Rush 11-7. And Monty, even though the Grizzlies' power play wasn't successful, I think getting a lot of offensive zone time might help them get in a little bit of an offensive rhythm to where maybe they can get that first goal.
The thing is, it's 3-0, and you don't feel great about that. But how is it 3-0? I mean, I largely feel like this has been a very good period for the Grizzlies. But man, it's just a backbreaker when your goaltender gives goals that really shouldn't be in. Because I think you're right. They absolutely had a great power play shift.
Rapid City wins the face-off. That Cairns goal to make it 3-0 was actually his first as a professional, as Ben Tardif on the right side battles in his own corner. Now big hit delivered as Utah spins it back around. Sure plays a very physical game for Utah despite only being about 5'9" or 5'10". Sure has the puck. He's got an A on his sweater. He'll get it to Tardif. He'll feed it out to center ice. Betts has it 2-on-2, left wing. Betts looks to center it. Grizzlies with a shot. Chichelev made the save. I don't even think he saw it.
No, he
didn't. As the centering pass connected to Penner, as Rapid City will dump it into the right corner. That was a great look, maybe the best the Grizzlies have had all night.
Yeah. Excellent
Utah
hustle
towards
by
the right
Penner.
side, gets hit with a high stick, and the referee was there to spot it. Kenton Helgeson hit Andrew Nilsson with a high stick as Nilsson was skating along the near boards trying to get it out of Utah's zone. And it looks like Utah's going to be back on the power plays. The referee looks at Nilsson's face to see 2 minutes or 4 minutes, and it looks like it's going to be 2 minutes for high sticking. Grizzlies looking for that first goal tonight, trail 3-0. But here's another chance to get on the board.
Well, I'll tell you, that play by Penner to hustle down the right wing there, I mean, it just applies pressure. It is a matter of time. It is a matter of time before this puck is in the net. This game is far from over.
And they didn't miss that one by much. I don't even think Chichelev saw it.
No, it hit him. It hit him on his right thigh, the far thigh, and just fell between his legs.
Betts will take the face off for Utah. Seems like he's seen a lot of ice time here in the first period. Time of penalty 15:36 as the Rush won the face-off. They spin it along the boards. We'll give you some of those fun stats like face-offs during the intermission as Nilsson feeds it to the right side, finds with a shot, that one goes wide. Chichelev, who catches with his right, and his stick side's on his left. Now Betts with a shot, saved by Chichelev. Zolsdorf throws it to the corner. He's a smart defenseman for Rapid City as the Rush trying to clear it out. Hit Dylan Fitz in the face with the follow-through, but no high sticking as we stay 5-on-4 as the fans wanted to call there, and the puck ends up hitting off the protective netting.
Did you see that? Man, that could easily be a high stick. And then
looked like he was trying to clear the zone, and just it was the follow-through that got him.
I mean, on a high stick, there's no accident. I mean, honestly, it's a very difficult game to officiate. I mean, I'm the last guy that's going to get on the official, but it's a very difficult game to officiate. That was a heck of a save, by the way, by Miner. I mean, I believe that hit him in the back. So, you know, lucky bounce there, but another defensive zone face-off, a critical moment here on the power play.
3:56 left in the first. Rush lead 3-0. Grizzlies want to stop the bleeding as Utah wins the draw, and they want to set up the power play as Victor Bartley behind the net. Looks like he'll quarterback things. Bartley skates along the far side, gets it out of the zone. Bartley around center ice, drops it back off for Tardif. He'll feed it to the right wing. Grizzlies enter as they step over the blue line, spin it around to the left corner. Secco spins it back around the other way, but nobody was at the right point as the puck rolls along the far wing boards all the way deep in the Grizzly zone as Bartley runs after it. Now he'll skate around his net. Victor Bartley gets it to Tardif. Tardif cross center ice with great speed. He'll veer off to the left as he steps over the blue line as he spins it back around. Right in the corner, one-on-one battle. He has the puck. He'll throw it up top for Bartley. Bartley to Tardif, left side, back over. Oh, he was trying to find the guy on the right side, but it hit a skate. Back to Tardif as he throws to the near goal line. Now back to Tardif. He'll take a shot. Chichelev dives after it. Who's got the puck? It looks like Chichelev. You know, he's covered up.
Man, I'm telling you, they're close. And I don't mean to, you know, be talking generalities, but those are really good plays. I mean, Victor Bartley at the top of the zone there made a little play that nobody's going to talk about. It's a little pass in space that allows Ben Tardif to keep possession with space. He draws that defender to him and then, you know, chips that pass over to Tardif. That was a really important play right there.
3:02 left in the first, 38 seconds left on the Grizzlies power play here on Flow Sports and on YouTube. Kind of a unique setup here. I think we're the only team in the league doing it, and hopefully we'll be the innovator. If not, we'll just be the only team in the league doing it. As the draw's going to be over on the right side. Hey, we're going to have some fun this year. Every now and then, I'll throw some one-liners at you. I won't talk about the Bears too much, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Grizzlies win the draw. Nilsson throws it to Pfizer. Pfizer back to Nilsson, who skates towards his left. He feeds it to Bryson Martin on the left side near the boards. Martin just outside the circle, wearing number 14. He gets knocked down. Spun it around the boards, did Martin. Pfizer over in the right corner gets double-teamed, gets the puck taken away from him, and Roy Cairns, who just got his first professional goal earlier in the first period, he clears it out.
Got to be more decisive on the puck there. Get that back in deep. Go win a battle.
Martin crosses center ice, skates towards his left as he's onside. Overskated the puck as Rapid City clears it back out to center. Nilsson will peel back to his blue line as Kenton Helgeson, their captain, skates to the bench. It's Helgeson's second season in Rapid City, second year as the Rush captain. As the Grizzlies back behind their net, spread the ice. Utah's got great team speed. They want to utilize it here. Utah feeds it to the right side for Pfizer. He fanned on a pass. Nikolaev in the area as Grizzlies get it back as Rapid City had a tough time entering the zone. Grizzlies did a good job protecting the blue line. Passes behind and rolls into the Rapid City zone. Rush race after it. Tyson Helgeson in the area as it goes towards the right corner. Nikolaev wearing number 7 as he collides sticks with the Grizzly. Utah in the corner as Nikolaev holds strong. Grizzlies, Dylan Fitz will feed it across off the far wing boards. Looking for Walker on a one-timer, and Rapid City took it away. 2-on-1. Rush to the left side. They tried to toe drag towards the slot and lost the puck. Johnny Walker fires an incomplete pass. It's going to be icing with 1:30 left in the first.
What a play by Shearer. You know, it's not big things. You know, it is these little things where Johnny Walker chooses to reach instead of skate, Tyson. You know what I mean? Like he's reaching, move your feet, get to the puck. Instead, you don't get there, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1.
Matt Marcineau will take the face-off for Rapid City against Tyler Penner. Marcineau making his Rapid City debut. About half their roster is turned over from a year ago. Marcineau with an AHL contract with Calgary. He's 29 years old. As Rapid City wins the draw, they throw it to the corner. Pass incomplete for Nelson. Now to the right side. Rapid City with a blast, and that goes wide. That was taken by Marcineau. Utah lifts it high into the air, into the Rapid City zone as Utah makes a line change. 1:13 and counting left in the first. Rush lead 3-0. We'll go over all the stats in the first intermission. As the Rush feed a blue line to blue line pass. Colton Leader tries to get it to Nelson. Pass behind him. Utah gathers it in their own zone as Zach Secco saw we had some action over there just outside the left circle. It's going to be interference. McDonald's on one knee. Is it going to be on him or is it going to be on Simon Levine? It looks like it's going to be McDonald.
Yeah, Connor McDonald collided there in the defensive end, so it'll be a penalty. And, you know, the bummer with that is you got 1:02 on the clock here, so the Rush are going to come out in the second with a 58-second power play.
A good call there. Rush have two pretty smart young defensemen. Rhett Reinhardt, only 20 years old, making his pro debut, and Simon Levine, only 21 years old.
They really like Reinhardt, I know that.
Calder Brooks in the left circle will take the face-off as Zach Sekos and Cameron Wright communicate. Big sequence for the Grizzlies. You want to keep it right here. Remember, Utah did lead the league with 20 shorthanded goals. Guys like Ben Tardif and Trey Bradley were instrumental in that. Brandon Cutler a little bit. Connor McDonald actually, he's in the penalty box right now, so it won't matter, but McDonald actually led all league defensemen with shorthanded assists. Calder Brooks kicked out of the face-off circle. As the fans filed in here, we got a good opening night crowd as Utah wins the face-off. Shearer skates around his net. Now feed it all the way down deep into the Rapid City zone as the Rush spread the ice, and the Grizzlies defensively survey things as the Rush get it to Max Coda. He crosses center ice. Coda had a good year last season with Rapid City, so bouncing off the backboards. Clermont in the left corner as he's being triple teamed by Rapid City. Rush take the puck away, but the puck stayed in the corner as they're trying to throw it to the point. Now it goes back towards the point as Nikolaev throws it back to the corner. Coda's over there. And now John Martin, number 71, he skates into the goal line. Now to the slot. Nikolaev with a shot and save. Rebound shot saved by Miner, and the Grizzlies clear it out.
That was a massive save right there. Position, you had to make that save, and he did. Excellent clearance on the rebound.
12 seconds left in the period. Rapid City deep in their own zone, though. They're feed it to Matt Marcineau, right side. He'll step over the line. He'll take a shot. Saved by Miner, and it deflects out of play. Good stick save by Trent. And that was a blast by Marcineau. It looks like he's got some good scoring potential from the right side.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But good active sticks by the Grizzlies in their own end there on the kill. I mean, it's very easy not to put your stick in the right place. Grizzlies have done a good job breaking up passes.
Marcineau will take the face-off again for Rapid City. Nelson's on the left side. Nelson was Rapid City's go-to scorer on their power play last year. Off the draw, Zolsdorf gets it. Right point, he'll take a shot. That gets blocked. And that will do it for first period action here at Maverik Center. As the Rush really was the middle portion. Rapid City got their first goal 4:01 into the first period, and the third goal 10:03 with another one in between. And even though the Grizzlies outshot the Rush 14-9, Rapid City's got a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and you know, the hard part about this is, you know, you're going to look at the difference in this game is goaltending. You know, you've had big saves on the Rapid City end, and you haven't gotten those big saves on the Grizzlies end, and that's the difference in the game. And listen, I know this is a hard game, and I understand that being a goaltender in this league is not easy. You see a ton of shots in this league. 2 of those 3 goals, and Tyson, I think you would agree, 2 of those 3 goals you'd really like to have back. Because those are saves that a guy of Minor's caliber has to make. Not could make, has to make for this hockey club.
Rush lead 3-0. We'll recap the first period when we come back. You're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Welcome back to Maverik Center. Rush lead the Grizzlies 3-0. It was a scoreless game until Matt Marcineau scored a power play goal, 4:01 into the contest. Calder Brooks and Simon Levine picked up the assist. A minute, 6 seconds later, John Martin made it a 2-0 game as he scored from the right side. The assist went to Keanu Yamamoto and Simon Levine. So Levine with 2 first-period assists. And then Rory Cairns gets his first professional goal. He's got an NHL entry-level deal with Calgary. Cairns gets the goal with Martin getting the assist. So Martin with 1 goal and 1 assist. Simon Levine with 2 assists. And looking at some of the stats that Roger Orr, the off-ice official, just gave me. Face-offs, Rapid City won 13, Utah 12. Both teams had 5 scoring chances. Utah outshot the Rush 14-9. Power play shots, Utah had 6, Rapid City had 4. Remember, one of Rapid City's shots found the back of the net. Both teams had 12 hits. That's unusually high from how they count it here at Maverik Center, so it was a pretty physical first period. Giveaways, Utah had 5 and Rapid City had 4, and I think that it might just be a few too many giveaways by the Grizzlies there, and even though he outshot the Rush 14-9, it's a 3-0 deficit right now.
Yeah, and it's those little plays, Tyson. And this is what plagues you as a hockey team, is that you make those little mistakes and they turn into big results for the other team. So when a pass hits an official, or when you win a draw and you throw it back to the middle of the blue line and nobody's there and it turns into a rush for Rapid City, no pun intended, but those little mistakes, or not getting the puck in deep, trying to make a play or trying to stick handle your way out of a situation, when really all that's required is for you to throw that puck in deep, and it's the difference between giving up a goal and being down 2 or 1 instead of 3.
And Trent Minor only stopping 6 of 9 in net. We know what he did last season. It's his second season as a professional, and there's a couple of those opening night, probably a little bit of rust. He didn't play in either of the Grizzlies preseason games as he was still in Colorado with the AHL. I'm not sure he really got all that much time in preseason games with the Eagles when he was there. So you might be talking about a goalie that needs to work on some things a little bit. He arrived in Utah earlier this week, but I know the Trent Minor that I know, with the work ethic that he has, that he's going to bounce back and have a pretty good final 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, and I think Ryan Kanasowicz had to be thinking about making a change there, but he made a couple of really good saves to keep himself in the game here. 3 goals is a lot, but it's not something you can't overcome, right? I mean, it's something that you can definitely overcome, and I think it's a matter of just technique. It's those little things. And I know it sounds trivial if you're not a hockey fan or you don't know hockey, it may sound trivial, but keeping that shoulder on the post instead of leaning a little bit and there's an opening all of a sudden and a goal goes in, or squeezing the elbow down to the rib cage to keep that puck from going underneath your elbow. Like those little things, Tyson, are the difference between winning and losing in this league.
Yeah, and really in a league like this, when you get as much competitive balance as you have in this league, all those little things really add up to being a big thing.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. Those little things add up to a big thing, because you know this as well as anybody. This league these are all guys who are fighting to become AHL players, to become NHL players. So that goal you saw there was his first goal. They took that puck out of play, and what happened? They tossed that puck into the Rapid City bench, Tyson, and everybody got excited. And the next shift, what happened? They came out with force, right? So that little mistake turns into a guy's first career goal, turns into more energy for Rapid City.
First intermission, Rapid City leads 3-0. I'm Tyson Whiting. Monty's on the bench. We'll give you some league scores, including that Idaho-Iowa game. One former Grizzly looks like he has lit the lamp for the Iowa Heartlanders. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. But one Grizzly forward I really thought looked impressive, and he's making his pro debut tonight, is Cameron Wright.
Yes.
He's got an AHL contract. And I talked to Connor McDonald earlier today, the new Grizzlies captain. He played with Cameron Wright 2 years at Bowling Green. And one of the things he mentioned is that he's a physical presence. You know, he's got good size at about 6'1", 6'2". And he also talked about, hey, he's kind of a rat to play against. You know, he's somebody that, you know, is just going to get in those areas. You know, I think that it was you and Adrian Denny many years ago that always talked about those dirty, greasy areas. And Cameron Wright seems to be the type of guy that can find himself in those areas. And when he does, he's got good enough hands where he can do some damage. He had some good looks there early in the first period.
Oh, certainly. And I think when you look at Cam's game, you know, you don't play where he played. You don't play hockey at the level he played hockey at and not be a quality player. And when you play hockey at big programs, they instill a culture of winning and doing the little things right. And then you come to a place like the Utah Grizzlies, and Cam Wright is just getting that reinforced by Ryan Kanasowicz. And I think you're exactly right. He puts himself in a bad spot, you know, for the Rapid City Rush, because it's not easy to play in front of the net, Tyson. It really is not. You're looking at a guy like a Dylan Fitz, a guy like a Betts, a Wright. Like, that hurts playing in front of the net, but they do it really well.
Yeah, you get in those areas, and those are the kind of guys you need, and that's why Dylan Fitz, the trade deadline, you know, the acquisition he was late last season, why he was so critical. Here's some league scores. We're obviously going to keep an eye on the Idaho Steelheads. They look like they're going to be a pretty good team this season. Second intermission in Iowa, a game played at Extreme Arena. Idaho leads Iowa 4-2. A.J. White has a goal for Idaho. We didn't see him in the preseason at all, but Ryan Domowski, who was an amazing goal scorer for Idaho in the final month of the regular season. He was acquired in a trade, and really it paid off well for Domowski and the Steelheads late last season. He scored 2 goals for Idaho, but how about this for a name? One of Iowa's 2 goals on the night, Matthew Boucher.
How did I know you were going to say that name?
He's probably the only former Grizzly that's on Iowa's roster. Boucher's got a goal, 14:09 into the first period, but Idaho has a 4-2 lead. Boucher was outstanding the last couple years. Unfortunately, he had a couple injuries last season, but 2 years ago, you know, when he was the league rookie of the year, he really carried the Grizzlies almost single-handedly, winning a handful of games for Utah.
Well, and you know what? It's a tough choice when you choose Iowa over Utah. That can't be an easy choice. And obviously, the Grizzlies, I think, would have loved to have him back, but you know, this team is so loaded, I think there's questions about how much ice time you get. You know what I mean?
Yep. One other Mountain Division battle. 3 minutes left in the second period. Tulsa leads Allen 2-1. Allen's first-year head coach is Chad Costello, who's one of the best players in league history. He's a future Hall of Famer, and he's got tough shoes to fill because Steve Martinson, who had a pretty good run in Allen, won a couple championships there, back-to-back Kelly Cups back in 2015 and 2016. Chad Costello coaching his first game. You can almost argue he coached some games last season, but Tulsa leads 2-1. Maxime Galad and Evan Weiniger have the Tulsa goals, and it looks like Crone has scored for Allen. We will see Allen on the next road trip. Grizzlies next week will be in Idaho, and then we'll be in Kansas City for 3 games, then Allen for 3 games after that. Late second period, Tulsa leads the Allen Americans 2-1. Games that have gone final: South Carolina defeats Norfolk 5-2. In overtime, Maine defeats the Trois-Rivières Lions. I'm going to have to learn to say that name. I think it's kind of like the Three Rivers Lions if you put it in English, and I got to learn that because the Grizzlies play them Thanksgiving weekend, a 3-game series.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this schedule, this is going to be a tough month, Tyson. I mean, you're on the road. What is it after tomorrow? It's 28 days. Where you're on the road, and when they come back, this Maverik Center is going to be a completely different building. You know, with the center hung scoreboard that's going in, the ribbons are going in, like the scoreboard that goes, the visuals that go around the upper deck, and then this south end zone here at Maverik Center is going to be completely different. I mean, you're going away for 28 days. You know, these are some really important games this weekend. Grizzlies got to find a way to come back.
Indy defeated Fort Wayne 7-5 in a high-scoring affair. The defending champs, the Florida Everblades, are 0-1 this season. They lost to Atlanta 4-2. I saw that Atlanta had an ownership change, and one of their owners is Anson Carter, who you see on TNT every Wednesday.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, I think that's a big move in Atlanta. Obviously, Anson Carter's a name that everybody knows. Obviously, when you look at Anson, being a black athlete and owning a professional team in Atlanta is a big deal. And the ECHL is better today for Anson Carter being an owner, so I say kudos.
One other final, Newfoundland defeats Reading 4-2. We're through one period. Rapid City leads 3-0, and we'll be back after this on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. And this intermission report presented by Siegfried & Jensen. The Siegfried & Jensen intermission report will be back after this.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. Rapid City leads 3-0. We've been talking about the Grizzlies roster here and there, obviously, within the game action. And you think about 25 players on this Grizzlies roster, 20 of them with previous Grizzlies experience, 19 who played last year. And Victor Bartley, the 34-year-old, playing his first Grizzlies game since about December of 2009. He was a teammate of Ryan Kanasewicz's 12 years ago, and he's back as... He looked like he looked pretty good in the first period. He plays a pretty patient style, and you can tell he's got good ice vision. Things kind of slow down for him, and he makes good decisions with the puck. I've been very impressed with Victor Bartley, one of 6 defensemen on the ice for the Grizzlies tonight. We will talk a little bit about some of the new guys. We saw a little bit of Cam Strong out there wearing number 26. Strong last season played with South Carolina. Looked like he played 21 games with South Carolina, had 4 goals and 6 assists and a +5 rating, which is impressive considering South Carolina did have a rough record. With Reading in 19 games, he had 4 goals and 5 assists and was a +1. I think with Strong, you might see a little bit of a physical game from him wearing number 26. He's on with Johnny Walker. Those guys are the 4th forward line. You don't get a full forward line there with the 4th line because you got 17 skaters. Now, in previous years, it was 16, so it's kind of interesting to see how coaches like Ryan Kanasowicz are going to use that extra skater, most likely an extra forward, and you get a guy like Cam Strong. And I think it benefits a team like the Grizzlies because Ryan Kanasowicz, night in and night out, is going to have to make some tough decisions because he's got a lot of quality forwards on his roster.
Yeah, and I think Johnny Walker is an interesting name you bring up there. First of all, I love Cam Strong. I think his character, he's very popular in the room with his guys. But I think Johnny Walker, Johnny's got to focus. He's a guy that is very energetic. He is a guy that can be frenetic is the word that I would use, Tyson. He is very active. He's got to focus and make the little play. Sometimes I feel like, Johnny wants to be, everybody's All-American, but he has got to, in my opinion, find a way to be in the right position all the time because he's not the most gifted skater in the world. And when I say that, what I mean is he's never going to win a foot race against most guys, so he has to position himself and be really smart about the way he goes about his business. But I think that line's exceptional. I think one of the early stories of this season already in the first regular season game after 2 preseason games is Betsy. I think Betts has been absolutely fabulous for this team. I think we all knew. I know you knew what we had in Pfizer and Tardif. I mean, absolutely you knew, but I think Kyle Betts has been an absolute revelation on that top line.
He scored in his professional debut on March 30th against Rapid City in this very building, and he's got good hands. You put him on the power play, you get him in front of the net, he could redirect. He could redirect shots. I remember in the preseason game, scoring a goal out in front of the net. And so I think that he's going to make his impact there. I think Dylan Fitz, on another forward line can make that impact as well. And I'm really intrigued as the game progresses, that forward line of Raby, Penner, and Fitz. All 3 of those guys really contributed there in the playoff run for the Grizzlies. And that's a hardworking group that seems to be very unselfish. And I think that, Tyler Penner, you think about 13 goals last year. I could see Penner raising that to somewhere in the high teens, maybe even the 20s this season if he gets those looks.
Well, because he's a hard worker. And we talked about it when it happened. Like, he's busting his butt down the right wing there to get himself in a position to be available to his teammate. The pass comes through, that puck's on net now because Penn's outworked his opponent, right? So you talk about 13 goals, but that's a guy you can count on every night. He's available to the club every single night, and he usually makes the right decision on the puck. And I'm not to harp on this, but we talked about it in the regular season. Don't be cute. No, there's no reason to try and stick handle at the top of the zone. If you don't have a clear and obvious pass, you really need to turn it and dump that puck back in. You absolutely have to make the simple play.
Looks like both teams are about to hit the ice here for the start of the second period. We got about 2.5 minutes left in first intermission action. Now remember, we talked about some of the other games in the league. If you're watching on Flow Sports, you can get all those games, not just the Grizzlies games, but you think about a night where the Grizzlies are off, you can watch some Grizzlies future opponents. You can watch Matthew Boucher over in Iowa. You can talk about the Idaho Steelheads. I was impressed about their improved team speed last weekend in the preseason. You can watch the Idaho Steelheads, and I know the Grizzlies will be watching that Mountain Division standings closely throughout the season, because you think about two of the teams that could be battling for that Mountain Division, and I look at that Mountain Division banner that's next to the Canadian National Anthem flag. I mean, I'm thinking about teams that really, you're looking at Rapid City with the impression they've made in the first period. I think that Utah is going to be looking at Rapid City closely throughout this entire season, because the head-to-head games against the Rush, against the Steelheads, might end up making the difference between raising another banner this year or next season, or possibly being in third or fourth place and not having home ice advantage in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I think all of this league only gets better. The ECHL is improving. The ECHL is not going down, it's going up. You know what I mean? So what I would say is, yeah, you're absolutely right. A couple of things to remember here is, Tyson, you pointed out, you got 59 seconds left in the kill here. It's the long change. When you're killing a penalty, the change is longer this period because you're further away from your net. So kind of keep an eye on that with this kill, and it'll be interesting to see exactly how how the Grizzlies kill this penalty and then transition into, trying to get back into this game.
Last year, the Grizzlies were a plus 29 in the second period of games. So, the second period did benefit the Grizzlies last season. We'll see if they can use that end-to-end ability. And I think I'd keep an eye on the Grizzlies being aggressive on the penalty kill, trying to get a shorthanded goal, trying to find a way early in the second period to get back in this game. And Utah looks like they're going to start out the second period with maybe their two best penalty-killing forwards in Dylan Fitz and Tyler Penner, and you pair them up with Shearer and Clerman. And don't forget about Shearer's size. He may be about 5'9" or 5'10". It's okay. I'm short myself. Shearer's got a lot of heart, and he looked like he got stronger in the offseason.
Oh, my goodness. He is. When I talk about a guy that's got top and bottom, that's a leg. That guy never skips leg day. We saw that on the golf course. That is a guy that is hundo P in the weight room. But, yeah, I agree with you. He got stronger. I love this unit. Shearer and Clerman together on the back end. Obviously Penner and Fitz up front bring you a lot of grit and intelligence. I love this group out here to kill this penalty.
We're about set to start the second period of play. Tyler Penner will take the face-off against Matt Marcineau. Marcineau in the first period had 1 goal and 2 shots. There were a few Rapid City players that had 2 shots. Marcineau, John Martin, and Cairns. All 3 of those guys found the back of the net. As for the Grizzlies, Cameron Wright and Andrew Nilsson led the way with 3 shots. Utah will be skating from left to right in the second period. Rapid City from right to left. Grizzlies win the face-off. They're shorthanded for a minute as Nate Clerman skates around Miner's net and clears it all the way down deep towards Danil Chechelev as he plays it behind his net as he'll hand it off to Ryan Zulsdorf. Zulsdorf in his second season with Rapid City as he feeds it to the left side. Rush get a pass out to neutralize. Aliardi dumps it in. Miner behind his net will whip it along the far side. It hits off a Grizzly as Rapid City trying to win a 2-on-2 battle. They throw it to the right point for Zulsdorf as the Rush feed it to the corner. Rapid City gets it back towards the right point. Penner cuts in front of it and clears it out to center ice. Good play by Tyler Penner, anticipating the pass.
Excellent clearance there. This bench is popping, by the way. Everybody's on their feet yelling. Victor Bartley right in front of me.
Aliardi will feed it over to the left side as Rapid City stepped over the blue line. Rush with a lefty shot, saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the right corner as Zulsdorf gets to Aliardi behind the net. Now right side, Rush with a shot. And Shearer gets in front of him and cuts off the shot as it deflects out of play. 2 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Rush lead 3-0 as Utah's trying to inch its way back.
Well, we talked about it with Shearer and Klerman out on the kill. I mean, that's exactly what you needed, is you absolutely had to get that done. Now, by the way, you're not done. You need to find a way to win this draw and clear it without getting an icing penalty here.
Now, if you win it, maybe you could find a way to get a pass to McDonald and get a breakaway if you're able to time it right.
Yeah, exactly right.
Draw in the right circle. It's won by Utah. Bryson Martin gets it. Can he find that pass to McDonald? I didn't have a passing angle as he throws it out to neutral ice. Puck bounces off the near boards. Rapid City gets it as they feed it over to Kenton Helgeson. He gets it to center ice. Rush tap it in. And looks like it's going to be no icing as Minor will give way. A turnover as Nikolaev skates towards the far goal line as Rapid City around the net. Bartley gets spun around in the right corner. No call either way. As Max Cota gets pinned by Bryson Martin. Martin hacking after it as the Rush will feed it back to Kenton Helgeson, right point. Rush, Calder Brooks rolls it around the boards, cut off by Martin. He feeds it to Bartley along the far side. He throws it between the legs pass. The Grizzlies get out to center ice. Tardif gets blasted by Kenton Helgeson, who plays a physical game. Now Tardif on the right side. He'll step over the offensive blue line, skates towards the slot. Cota pokes it away. Rapid City crosses center ice. Brooks with a left wing pass. Nikolaev feeds it back to Brooks, left side. Oh, Bartley did a good job cutting off his time and space. Utah's a 3-on-3. Right, on the right side. Now he looks to center. Grizzlies with a shot. They score! What a pass by Cameron Wright as Utah gets on the board 2 minutes into the second period.
Huge finish right there. That's what you had to have. Exactly what we talked about. Kill the penalty and then come back out with force and get yourself absolutely a goal here to get you right back in the game. The momentum swing that gives you right there, killing the penalty and then getting the goal. You can't quantify that, Tyson, and that's called leadership. And who's the guy that did it? A huge hit on Ben Tardif, but did he pout? Did he take a penalty? He got back up and he went and got the puck in, and then your guy Cam Wright got the job done.
Great pass by Wright to Zach Sekos. Sekos cut towards the net. Chechelev reached the stick out, but Sekos is able to get it. Sekos is first of the year. The assists go to Cameron Wright with the beautiful pass, and another assist to Ben Tardif. Tardif and Wright with the assist. The puck is in the Grizzlies zone, but Utah's got some momentum. Utah's outshot Rapid City 14-10. Rush left side. Now they tried to feed it out in front. Couldn't get a redirection from Leader. Now right side. Rush take a shot that gets blocked out in front. Now Klerman crosses center ice. Grizzlies have numbers. Klerman over to Wright on the right side. Or Wright with a shot. He looked for the corner and just missed as it rolls along the boards to the far side. Now Sekos, right point shot. Saved by Chechelev in the butterfly position. As Rapid City will clear it out. Tyson Helgeson off the boards. As Fuke lets it go. Fuke wearing number 11, making his Rush debut. Lucas is his first name, AHL contract. As Cameron Wright, right side, feeds it off the end boards. Keaton Jamison gets hit along the wall. As Penner joins the play, 2-on-2 in the corner. As Penner, well, you could tell he's gained a lot of strength as he holds strong. As Zulsdorf was trying to push him hard. As Quinn Wickers comes out of it with the puck. Wickers over to Zulsdorf as he gets it ahead. Rush over the blue line. Rush looked to center it. Good poke by Nilsson. As the Rush over to the right side, shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes to Utah. Grizzlies skating from left to right. It's a 3-1 game as Penner couldn't get the pass from the corner as it goes towards Aliardi. He feeds to the right side, lefty shot saved by Minor. Trenton holds on, 16:36 left in the second period. That last shot was taken by Zulsdorf, number 25.
Well, I tell you though, when you look at guys like Klerman flying up the middle of the ice there, creating another opportunity. You look at Andrew Nielsen putting his stick into a passing lane. I'm telling you, it's those little plays that are going to keep them and get them back into this game.
Draw's going to be on the right side. Looks like Rory Caron's going to take it. He's only 20 years old. Looks like he's got a bright future. This time it's won by Utah, but Rapid City gets it, spins it along the far boards as Zulsdorf gets it back towards Martin behind the net. Martin feeds the right circle. Good job by Utah boxing him out. Kyle Betts in the area, but the Rush have the puck. They feed it to Zulsdorf, right point. Got redirected and goes wide off the end wall. McDonald wins a one-on-one battle behind the net as he feeds it back over to the right side. Sulsdorf keeps it in. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Miner. Thinks he had covered it up, but puck is still in play. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Did it hit off Quinn Wickers?
It did not.
It's going to be icing.
Excellent communication there, because I don't think Martin knew where that puck was. The bench was yelling, the guys on the ice were yelling to let him know that that puck was loose. So excellent communication there. One of the things you're watching, though, Tyson, is you look at a guy like Ben Tardif. He's using his speed more, not just for offense, but he's charging out to that blue line to put pressure on the D-man.
Draws again being the left circle. Boy, Ryan Zulsdorf's made his presence felt for Rapid City.
Yeah.
In 19 games of the Rush last season, late in the regular season, he was a plus 13. As the Rush along the left side skates towards the corner, Coda gets hit by McDonald. Good hit by Connor, the captain. As Coda throws it back up top. Simon Levine will feed it across off the boards. Rapid City will bounce it off the backboards. Now behind the net, Rush trying to skate towards the corner. And again, it's McDonald with a good check, cutting him off. Rush feed it out to the right point. Lefty shot, saved by Miner. Rebound, Trent tries to clear it out, just goes to the left circle. Levine with a shot that goes wide. Miner might have gotten a piece of it. Pass out to center ice by Utah is picked off. Now Utah regathers it. Tardif skates along the left side. He's in the circle, take a shot. On it gets blocked and deflects out of play off the protective netting. 15:21 left in the second, but the Grizzlies do have some momentum. It's the Rush 3 and the Grizzlies 1.
Boy, how about that hit by Connor McDonald and then into that speed through the neutral zone. That's something we talk about a lot with this team. Get through the neutral zone with pace. Anytime you can get Ben Tardif moving at that kind of pace through the neutral zone, good things are going to happen.
Draws in the left circle. Sekos, the goal scorer. He scored 2 minutes into the second period, and it was an even strength tally on a great pass from Cameron Wright. Wright's on the right side. Waiting for the linesman to drop the puck, and he fails to do so.
Man, that drives me crazy. I mean, there's only so long as a centerman that you can hang on.
What was that John Madden said? You got to make sure you get, the lactic acid build up, if you crouch
Yes.
down for too long.
That's right.
Draw one by Utah as they feed it to the corner. Grizzlies in the offensive zone as Utah gets it up top. Shearer with a lefty shot. Saved by Chechelev. That was a blocker save on the right side. As Sekos slot, they'll take a shot that gets blocked. Now left circle shot. Saved by Chechelev. And he holds on with a lot of traffic out in front of him. As Utah trying to get one of those rebound goals, and Rapid City doing a good job protecting their goaltender.
Keaton Jamison right in the middle of that, but look at the guy wearing the A on his chest. An excellent keep in the zone there by Shearer, and then a good decision to throw that across, allowing Zekos to get that puck to the net. If Shearer doesn't keep that in, it never gets to Chechelev. So though, again, not to be redundant, but those little plays now where you're seeing Shearer go down to a knee and bat that puck back into the zone makes a huge difference.
Shearer made a strong impression for the Grizzlies in the final month of the regular season. He was captain of the Brandon Wheat Kings back in juniors in the WHL. And, he ended up getting hurt after the Tulsa series and missed the Rapid City and Toledo series. But Shearer is one of those guys that the more you see, the more you like. And there's a reason why he's got an A on his sweater. He's a good leader as well.
Yeah, they love him in the room.
Draw one by Rapid City there in their own zone as the Rush feed it to Logan Nelson. Nelson, last year's leading scorer. He's got a dangerous shot as he feeds it over to center ice. It's picked off by Clermont. Nate, the outstanding skater, skates to his left, and good job by Rapid City making Clermont redirect himself, and that messed up the timing as Utah's called for offsides.
But again, wouldn't you just love to see him fire that puck back in? Let this Zekos line go back out there and battle. You see those little things, but this is an excellent start to the period. You're five and change into the period. The Grizzlies have largely controlled it.
We talked about Cam Strong a little bit during the intermission. He's taking the face-off for Utah. Johnny Walker out there as well. We'll see if Walker can get in the right places. He's Arizona State's all-time leading goal scorer, and there's a reason for it. He's got a dangerous shot when he's open. As Utah wins the face-off. Nilsson from the left side spins it around. As Rapid City towards the right point. Bryson Martin battling over along the point. He keeps the puck. As the Grizzlies on the right side, Walker looks to center it. A shot to score! Centering pass connected to Dakota Raby. And Raby gets his first of the year. And Utah's cut into the Rapid City lead. It's a 3-2 game.
Isn't Dakota Raby always in the right spot at the right time? It's another guy, a big program guy, played at Michigan, making little plays. And again, this bench is absolutely on fire right now. Not to belabor the point, but look at that little pass in front, and look where Dakota Raby put himself in the right place, made himself available to his teammates, Tyson. That is a huge play.
Great pass by Johnny Walker as well. We've seen a couple of outstanding passes for Utah's 2 goals. Let's say 3-2 Rapid City lead, but Utah's got momentum. Rush feed it out to center ice after winning the faceoff. Calder Brooks gets it poked away. Nikolaev will bounce it off the right wing boards as the puck is in Utah's zone. We'll give you details of the Grizzlies goal during the next whistle as Walker gets hit along the right wing. He'll feed it out to center ice. Zulsdorf gets a mag for Rapid City. He was a midseason trade last season with Indy as Nikolaev will feed it over to the right side. Brooks with a shot. Oh, he missed the net. He had a good look there. Brooks, left side as Rapid City looks to get it back towards Quinn Wickers. We got a whistle and a hand pass is called. 13:56 left in the second. Here are the details of the goal. Dakota Raby scored 5:27 into the second period. The captain, Connor McDonald, and, well, I'm not sure about the validity of the stat sheet I've gotten. I know Johnny Walker should get an assist, but nevertheless, it's 3-2 Rush. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's a Rush 3 and the Grizzlies 2, but Utah scored 2 unanswered here in the second period. Of course, the sheet I got had Dakota Raby scoring with Connor McDonald and Cam Strong getting the assist. We saw Johnny Walker in the corner feed it out in front, and there was a lot of bodies there. I don't know how Dakota Raby was able to get it, but he was able to put it away. And everybody remembers, you think about great single-game performances by the Grizzlies last season. Dakota Raby in the game that clinched the division title for the Grizzlies with the banner hanging right next to the Canadian flag. The hat trick that Dakota Raby scored, which was his first 3 professional goals, that was certainly big, and his speed can certainly make an impact this season. I know it certainly did at the end of the regular season last year.
But it's smart hockey. You can be fast, but Dakota Raby is really smart. Putting himself in that angle is absolutely a big deal.
Puck at center ice. Rapid City gets it as the Rush will feed it from blue line to blue line. They'll tap it in as Miner behind his net will whip it along the far wing boards, and it bounces over Kenton Helgeson's stick and goes deep into the Rush zone. Rapid City runs after it as Levine near Helgeson. Utah pokes it away. Good poke check by Kyle Betts. It's over to the right side. Utah near the boards. Pfizer gets to the corner. Pfizer gets blasted by Logan Nelson over towards the near goal line. Betts near Tardif. Tardif in the corner. Betts skates and surveys along the right side. Tardif skates towards the slot. He gets it poked away. Rapid City gets it. 1-on-2. Now 2-on-2. Rush fake a shot. Enter the zone. Skates towards the corner. Now towards Levine. I tried to feed it out in front and didn't get much on a pass. Utah's got numbers as Tardif to the left side. Gains the line. Centers it. Off the pass. Didn't connect for Victor Bartley. Now the Rush come back the other way. 3-on-2. 4-on-2. Rapid City skates towards the slot. Nelson gets it. He'll take a shot. Saved by Miner. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Colton Leader has it. He'll back it out into his own zone as he'll feed it across to Tyson Helgeson. He'll get it to center ice. Rapid City with a one-time tap deep into the Grizzlies zone as the Rush enter. Over to the right side as Grizzlies want to identify Rapid City skaters. Leader with a shot that goes wide. Over to the right side, Sekos. Over in the corner to Bartley, back to Sekos, who skates around Utah's net. Sekos trying to feed it high into the air, fanned on it. McDonald throws it back to Pfizer. Now the Grizzlies still deep in their own zone. Will bounce it off a skate and it goes to center ice, but the Rush come up with it. Rapid City skates towards their left. Now they gain the blue line, feed it to the corner. Rapid City skates around. They tried to get to the left circle, but nobody was there. Utah has it deflect out of play. It got deflected, so no delay of game as it deflected off of Rory Caron's stick.
That's a huge call because now it allows the Utah Grizzlies to get a change and get those D-men off the ice for fresh legs, but that was a huge moment in this game. 12:08 to go here in the second. Grizzlies trail now just by 1 after a feverish start. Boy, Tyson, you don't like this game. I don't know that you're ever going to be a hockey fan.
Yeah, if you don't like this game, you don't like Grizzlies hockey, or you don't like hockey in general. It's been a great first half of this game. We got 12 minutes left in the second period. Rush lead 3-2 as Utah wins the face-off. They skate from left to right. Rink-wide pass connects to Klerman. Nate in the right side, stops in the corner as he gets double teamed, gets pushed. Max Cota in the area. He gets blasted by Sekos as Rapid City feeds it ahead. Rush getting out to center ice. It glances off a couple sticks. Bartley has it, make that Shearer. Shearer skates back towards Trent Miner. Now feed it to Cameron Wright. Wright in his own zone will skate towards his left. As Wright now skates north-south, crosses center ice, gets around a skater. Wright with a shot, saved by Chechelev, as Wright was able to create his own scoring chance there. Left side, the Grizzlies with Dakota Raby, who scored Utah's second goal here in the second period, as Utah's down by 1. Wright tries to feed Raby along the goal line. He skates around the net. Raby looks to center it. It bounced off a rush leg, and Rapid City carries it out towards center ice. Bryson Martin intercepts a pass as the Grizzlies feed it towards the left circle. Raby gets it. Raby looks to center it. Hits off Chechelev as he tried to find Penner out in front. Rapid City gets it out to center ice. As good stick by Dylan Fitz, who runs after it. Rush sneaking a line change. Pass over to Raby, doesn't connect, rolls towards Chechelev, and he'll feed it out to center ice. Andrew Nilsson near the Grizzlies bench. Lifts it high into the air, and it gets redirected off a stick and out of play. 10:49 left in the second, and we've seen some outstanding action here in the first half of this game.
But what's the difference here? The Grizzlies are not allowing the Rapid City Rush to get through the neutral zone. The D-men are really working hard, and what you're seeing is a lot of active sticks. You're seeing a lot of deflected passes. They've slowed the Rapid City breakdown significantly here, and they're really capitalizing on turnovers as Zekos will come on to take the draw.
Center ice face-off. Grizzlies 21 shots to Rapid City's 14. Rapid City takes it away. Over in the left corner as everybody's now in the Grizzlies zone. Good job by Nelson taking it away. Johnny Walker gets it out to center ice, now to the left side. Grizzlies step over the line. Cam Strong in the area. Kenton Helgeson pokes it back out to center. Utah will peel back into their own zone as they spread the ice and try to use their speed. Right wing pass to Johnny Walker. He crosses center ice, dumps it into the corner. Walker gets around Levine as big collision over in the corner. Cam Strong in the area, holds strong. No pun intended. Walker feeds it over to the left side. Lefty shot. It's blocked back to Walker. He'll take a shot. Saved by Chechelev. And that's that velocity. It doesn't take much to get at the goalie in a hurry. That's why I think Johnny Walker is going to get some goals this year.
Excellent shift there by Walks. I mean, this is a different hockey team in this second period. I mean, this Zekos line has really produced. Zekos and Strong have been very good this period. Now you get your top line back out there with Betts and Tardif, along with, who's that, Pfizer on the far side.
Grizzlies have outshot the Rush 8-5 in the second period. Rush led 3-0 after one period. Utah's got 2 so far here in the second as a draw won by Utah, but it exits the zone. Victor Bartley back in his own end. Halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes of play as the Rush lead 3-2. Grizzlies up ahead to Pfizer. Pfizer gets around a skater. He'll skate. He'll take a shot. He scores. What a move! As Terran Pfizer got a pass around the blue line, skated around Tyson Helgeson, and stuck it past the ankle of Danil Chechelev. That's Pfizer's first of the year, and we're tied at 3.
Why is Victor Bartley on this team? Because he makes plays like that. And you look at the way that play broke down. You look at that pass right up the middle of the ice. It was pinpoint. It was absolutely on target. What a finish by Terran Pfizer right there. We have a brand new hockey game, Tyson Whiting. 3-3 halfway home.
Rush 3 goals in the first. Grizzlies 3 goals here in the second. 2 of the best teams in the league going at it here as Terran Pfizer gets the goal. Victor Bartley with the assist time, a goal 10:05. As Rapid City will get it out to center ice, and Quinn Wickers dumps it in. As Trent Miner behind his net will give way as Utah skating from left to right here in the second. Second period magic continues for Utah this year. They were a +29 in the second periods last year. Puck gets into the Rapid City zone. Looks like it's going to be offside on Utah with less than 10 minutes left here in the second.
That's exactly why Victor Bartley's on this team. I mean, that is it. That is a pass that not everybody can make. I mean, pinpoint, in stride, on tape to tape. And you know what the difference there is, Tyson? That was a hard pass that was accurate, and it was just so perfectly done.
Great hands by Terran Pfizer to get the pass. As puck is at neutral ice near Utah's bench, Rapid City will dump it into the Grizzlies zone. It glances off the stick. Grizzlies along the end wall as Utah's up with it. They throw it towards center ice. Jamison crosses center and dumps it in. Clermont in the area chasing after it. Jamison, as Rapid City avoided a check in the corner. Jamison in the area as Sekos throws it up top. Cameron Wright will fire a shot. Saved by Chechelev, and he holds on as Wright had a good look from the right point, and Chechelev was able to make the save. And one of the things you notice from Chechelev is he doesn't allow too many second chances. He corrals those first ones.
Oh, yeah. No, and rebound control in this league's huge. How about that little play by Keaton Jamison to get that puck in? It would have been very easy to be selfish or hang on to that, but he dumped it in, and it leads to a big opportunity. The Utah Grizzlies are playing their game in this second period.
We got a good crowd here on opening night. We hope to see a big crowd tomorrow night for Hispanic Heritage Night. It's going to be game 2 of the 2-game set. That's tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 6:40 on YouTube and Flow Sports, your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long.
UtahGrizzlies.com to get your tickets.
Rush win the face-off, and they lift it high into the air as the puck bounces towards Miner. He lets it go as it's icing on the Rush. We'll come back the other end of the ice with less than 9 minutes left in the second period. And as Monty mentioned, it's a tale of 2 games. Rapid City led 3-0 after 1, and the Grizzlies 3 goals here so far in the second. And hey, what can you say? It's going to be an exciting team to watch all season long. It's game 1 of 72. And, you know, the Grizzlies, you just talk about the excitement, team speed, and with a lot of continuity with 19 players returning from last season's club as Rapid City wins the faceoff. Logan Nelson crosses center ice, so lightly tap it as it bounces off the end wall on 2 bounces. As Andrew Nelson throws it ahead to Penner. Grizzlies skated out to neutral ice. Fitz dumps it in towards Chechelev. He gets out of his net, tries to clear it. It only goes to the right corner. Raby in the corner. Fitz joins him. Fitz gets tripped up, no call. Puck to the high slot for Nielsen. He'll take a shot. Saved by Chechelev. Now Fitz, left side, fires towards the right corner. Bryson Martin gets it up top from Nielsen, right point. He feeds it to Raby. It glanced off his stick. Now around the net. Raby skates towards the slot. Now to the left circle, feeds it up top for Nielsen. Across to Martin on the right side. Martin with a lefty shot. Oh, got redirected and didn't miss by much. Fitz gets the rebound. He was the one that tried to redirect it. He throws it up top for Nielsen. Nielsen with a blast. Chechelev makes the save.
Boy, this is really good hockey by your Utah Grizzlies. Andrew Nielsen does a great job getting that puck to the net. That's what he's paid to do. Make sure that when you take shots from the point, and again, if your shot from the point gets blocked, you're probably giving up an odd man rush there to a quality team like the Rush. So Nielsen getting that puck to the net is such a big win for the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies played 2 preseason games last week. Rapid City didn't play any preseason games. They did have an inter-squad scrimmage that fans went to. As Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw, Connor McDonald skated towards the corner and gets cut off as Rapid City gets it. Along the near side, the Rush lift it high into the air, bounces in the Grizzlies zone. Miner has to play it as he covers up in the crease. Rush will have an offensive zone face-off. We're tied at 3, 7:51 left in the second.
Matter of inches there. If that doesn't get into the blue paint, if you don't know what icing is when you're on your own side, so when you're coming out of your defensive end, you have to cross the red line, the center ice line, before you dump that puck all the way down past your opponent's goaltender. If it crosses through that blue paint, it is not icing. There it did, so it is not.
Draw won by Utah. It took a couple seconds to figure out who won the faceoff. Walker up ahead. Cameron Wright to the right side. Right to the corner. I tried to drop it out in front, and Rapid City picks it off. Play starting to get physical here at Maverik Center as Rapid City crosses center ice. Left side. Rush will veer off to the right. Now they're in the right circle. Rush try to feed it out in front, and it goes high into the air, bouncing towards the goal line. Grizzlies throw it to the corner. Utah tries to clear it out. It stays in. Sulsdorf, who does a good job keeping pucks in, has his pass picked off as Grizzlies try to find Cameron Wright. Rapid City sniffed it out. Rush dump it back in as Miner plays it to the side of his net. Cameron Wright comes off the ice after a good shift. Johnny Walker as well. As Utah gets a fresh set of skaters. About 7 minutes left in the second period, tied at 3.
Did you see that collision with Bartley in front of the net? My goodness.
As Pfizer gets into the zone, Pfizer throws a pass behind Betts. Betts gets it along the wall, tries to get it back to Pfizer. Rapid City cuts it off behind the net. As a rush, Pfizer doing a good job pinning Rapid City along the boards, and that's Simon Levine, who's a big guy. Rapid City throws it ahead. 2-on-3, they cross center ice. Good job by Utah taking it away. I think that was Nate Klerman. He tried to clear the zone. Nikolaev kept it in. Nikolaev skates around the net. He's now on the right side as he'll throw it towards the goal line. We get a whistle as the net gets dislodged, as there was a lot of action and guys fighting for positioning to the left of Trent Miner.
And again, great communication on the Utah Grizzlies bench. As Victor Bartley had lost his stick, he had a D-man without a stick. It's not Klorman's rotation there, but they're yelling and screaming. They wait for him to get in the zone. Klorman hops over the boards, and now you're in good shape. If you don't communicate, those things don't happen. Really good hockey there by the Grizzlies.
You know, there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies tonight. Really good opening night crowd. Remember to go to the Grizzlies team store. There's a lot of new stuff at the Grizzlies team store, which is open on game nights. Make sure to go there. Hoodies, T-shirts, hats.
Huge selection, too.
All sorts of good stuff.
Well, Tyson, you know, I mean, the jersey selection this year for the Grizzlies, the specialty jerseys, the auction jerseys that are coming. I mean, there is some really smoking hot merchandise in the Utah Grizzlies store as there is some ice repair going on. One of the Rapid City Rush had fallen down and hit the far post pretty hard. So the Maverik Center ice crew is on the ice working to get that repaired. What a game. What a comeback. As you're just tuning in here on YouTube, the Utah Grizzlies were down 3-0 in pretty short order, and it looked like Rapid City might run away with the home opener here in Utah. But the Grizzlies have come back, and Tyson, it's games like this where, you know those cliches we always talk about, character teams, or hey, there's this a close-knit group. This is where all of that matters, and it's funny, I in my pregame talk with Ryan Kanasowicz, I said to him, you know, you guys golf together, it seems like you like each other a lot, like you have all this great chemistry. When does that manifest itself? When you're down 3-0 at home in the first period, there's no finger pointing. There's calm, there's like a real good demeanor on the bench, and all of a sudden here we are, 6:32 to go in the second period. The Utah Grizzlies are 26-15 leading in shots, and the game is tied at 3.
Grizzlies outshot the Rush 14-9 in the first period, and Utah's outshot Rapid City 12-6 in the second. It was a fun 6-game playoff series between these two teams in the Mountain Division Finals, second round of the playoffs. Rapid City defeated Allen in the first round, and Utah defeated Tulsa. Hey, think about the two head coaches, Scott Burt and Ryan Kanasowicz. Both guys were outstanding players. Both last season were in their first year. Both are in their second year now. Both guys did outstanding jobs with their teams. And I think when you talk about the two head coaches, I think that's a good reason as to why you're seeing both teams play as well as they have tonight, and why you're probably going to see both teams near the top of the standings at the end of the year. As the repairs have been made, we're back to live action. Rapid City wins the draw. Right point shot, saved by Minor. Trent has really battled back after a bit of a rough start, and he's stopped all 7 here in the second period. That last shot was taken by Simon Levine, who's a big guy at 6'3" and 190 pounds.
And I'll tell you, by the way, as a note on the Rapid City bench, the second guy now I've seen getting stitched up. And it's been that kind of game, Tyson.
Tough game.
Yeah.
You got to be tough to play hockey. There's no question about it.
Hockey hurts, absolutely.
Draw in the right circle, but it's a lot of fun to play. As Rapid City wins the draw, skates towards the right circle. A lot of action out in front of the net. Rapid City look for a wraparound shot. Minor makes a save. Grizzlies will skate it out to center ice. Utah feeds it towards Jamison. He'll gain the offensive line. He'll bounce it off the backboards. Cameron Wright around the net. He'll toss it up top, and a left side shot. That one's blocked by Rapid City as they rush. 3-on-3 enter the zone. Logan Nelson skates towards the left corner. Stops there. Now he'll skate towards the point. He'll throw it up top. Levine with a shot. Kick save by Minor. Utah tries to clear it out. Great job by Rapid City's Kenton Helgeson to clear it, to keep it in. He'll feed it cross ice. Utah picks it off. Sekos steps over the offensive line, gets around to Rapid City, scared. Backhand shot saved by Chechelev.
Wow.
Great move by Sekos. You talk about guys who can create their own chances. Grizzlies have a lot of those. We'll talk about that during the second intermission. As out to center ice, Betts will get it back into Grizzlies territory as both teams change up skaters. 5.5 minutes left in the second period. We're tied at 3. Utah feeds it to the far side. Now they cross center ice with speed. Utah dumps it in. Kyle Betts. Pretty good size, but he also has speed. He hits Sulsdorf along the end wall. Tardif back towards Betts. Sulsdorf cuts him off. And it goes back towards Tardif on the left side. I got a feeling Tardif's due. He throws it up top. Grizzlies get it across to Klorman. Klorman gets knocked down. Shearer skates over there. Shearer feeds it towards Betts. He tried to redirect it, and it gets kicked over to the right corner. Tardif skates back towards the point, exits the zone as the Grizzlies are going to reset things. Tardif tries to split a double team. He'll feed it to the right corner, and Utah chases after it. Tardif in the area as the Grizzlies change up defensemen. Tardif with a big hit in the corner, but Rapid City comes out of it with the puck. Rush tried to clear it out. Now they do as Pfizer cut in front of them. And it looks like it's going to be icing as Nilsson didn't touch it. And icing is called with 4:41 left in the second.
Yeah, boy, that's a big difference there. Nielsen swung and missed to keep that puck from being icing if he touches it. Obviously, if a Grizzly touches that, that's not going to be icing. So that's a good break for the Grizzlies. But here's a big offensive zone draw with 4:41 to go. Boy, you'd love to get a shot to Nielsen here.
Nielsen has 5 shots so far tonight, which is tied with Cameron Wright for the club lead. Penner will take the face-off. He's got Fitz to his left and Raby to his right. Utah wins the draw. Raby gets it up top for Nielsen. Left point. Andrew skates back towards the blue line. Now spins it along the wall. Rapid City tries to clear it out. Good job by Bryson Martin getting his body in front of Lucas Fuke, F-E-U-K. He's making his pro debut as Grizzlies will skate back towards their blue line. Now they'll start the attack ahead. Up ahead to Raby. He skates down the middle. On 2 knees, takes a shot. And that one goes wide. If he would have scored that, that would have been a Sports Center top 10. Puck rolls back towards the left point, gets it across to Martin. He fakes a shot. Now he takes one. Oh, it got redirected. Chechelev in the area, and the Rush come away with the rebound as Chechelev did the splits to try to extend his legs to look big on that one. As Utah crosses center ice, they keep the puck. Fitz dumps it into the left corner from center ice. Puck rolls behind Rapid City's net. Rush feed it back towards the corner. And there's a big collision as Utah will spin it back towards the left side. Connor McDonald races over there. Oh, he looks to center it. Rapid City picks it off. Rush feed it back towards center ice. They couldn't locate a pass as Connor McDonald feeds a blue line to blue line pass. Utah at neutral ice will backhand it in. That was Cam Strong as Johnny Walker delivers a big hit along the end wall. Cam Strong in the area as looks like we got a fight as Walker gets in a fight with Tyson Helgeson. Helgeson throws 2 uppercuts. Walker goes down. Boy, Johnny Walker threw a big-time hit, and Tyson Helgeson took offense.
Yeah, he did, but that's a good hit. And Johnny Walker raising the ire of the crowd as walks ahead to the locker room with a 5-minute major for fighting. But that tells you the level of frustration that is in Rapid City. But Johnny Walker's that guy. When he makes a hit like that, Rapid City's going to go looking for him, and Johnny Walker ain't hard to find. When you want to throw some hands, Johnny Walker will oblige you. But that's a big play there. And you wonder, do you get... It'll be interesting to see how they call this. If it's just 5-5,
it could be, but
it'll be
you
very
could have
interesting
something on Walker if they wanted to call something on the hit, even though it just looked like from, everybody's got their own perspective. From my perspective, it just kind of looked like a good hard hockey hit.
Yeah, I don't think you put anything extra on walks.
Looks like Rapid City's going to get an extra 2 minutes on the board now for Helgeson.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand you're not happy Walks made the hit, but that doesn't give you the right to go and try and take his head off, and I understand why you do, but you're going to pay a price for that. And it looks like this is going to be another Powerade power play for the Utah Grizzlies, Tyson.
Looks like we got a timeout on the ice. Utah Grizzlies Hockey presented by Mountain Land Supply Company is back after this. We're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. We're tied at 3, 3:28 left in the second period. It looks like Tyson Helgeson's got 2 minutes on the scoreboard for a penalty. We'll see who represents Tyson Helgeson in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. And it looks like this would probably be Helgeson's attorney going to the holding cell right now. And it looks like Ilya Nikolaev, number 7, he's going to represent Helgeson in the penalty box. Both guys got 5 minutes for fighting, and Helgeson got 2 for instigating. And that's why the Grizzlies are on the power play now. Rush win the face-off. Puck bounces off the Rapid City end boards, and they'll clear it out to center ice. It's played with a high stick, and that gets a whistle as Tardif at center ice. Rapid City cleared it out. Played the puck with a high stick, so the face-off looks like it comes back to the Grizzlies zone.
That's a pretty big moment because with 3:19 to go in the period, you've battled all the way back, and now they pick up a 2-minute instigator. You would love to punish them and go to the period with the lead here. You have an excellent chance.
Draws in the left circle. Calder Brooks will take it for Rapid City. Brooks has an AHL contract with Calgary, one of 7 AHL contracts and 2 NHL contracts, as Rapid City picked up a great affiliate in Calgary. Grizzlies affiliated with the Colorado Avalanche. We'll talk about the success of that organization during the second intermission as the Grizzlies, Andrew Nilsson feeds it across to Pfizer. Pfizer steps over the line, skates towards the corner, stops just in front of it. Tried to feed it to the high slot. Rapid City picks it off. 2-on-2. Rush carried out to center ice. Brooks gains the line. Feed skates over towards his right. He'll take a shot. Saved by Minor. Trent holds on. He wanted to get rid of it, but it was a quick whistle. 2:51 left in the second. 1:23 left in the Grizzlies power play. We're tied at 3.
Yeah, that's a really good job by Ben Tardif to get back there. And just a little bounce. There's quite a bit of snow. Looking at this ice right now, you really have to be decisive with your passing, because it does look like there's quite a bit of snow on the surface right now.
Sekos will take the face-off against Matt Marcineau. Marcineau in particular was outstanding in the first period for Rapid City. Draw one by the Rush, but it goes past the defenseman and into the Rush zone. Grizzlies race after it as Keaton Jamison. Quinn Wickers gets there first, as both guys over near the Rapid City corner battling. Simon Levine over there as well. He's defended by Cameron Wright. Levine, right over there. Now the Grizzlies left wing shot saved by Chechelev. Rebound. Chechelev covers up as Utah was looking for a second look. And Chechelev's looked pretty impressive. There was kind of a rare rebound there, but he was able to corral the second look as well.
What a shift by Keaton Jamison to hustle down to create the opportunity, and then Zekos does a great job getting in on the forecheck. But again, more communication. Bryson Martin does a nice job to hold the zone so that Zekos can get behind the net to create the opportunity.
Draws in the right circle. Jared Dane listening to the game. He's a big Johnny Walker fan. Last season, his favorite player was Austin Crosley, who's currently with the defending champion Florida Everblades, who lost 4-2 to Atlanta last night. As the Rush win the face-off, and they'll carry it out of their zone with some momentum. 3-on-3. Rush to the right side, drops it off. Wickers with a shot, and Utah blocks it. Grizzlies will get it up ahead. Left side. Grizzlies enter. Left circle. And Sekos lost the puck. Rapid City is able to clear it out. Grizzlies at their blue line. 42 seconds and counting left in the power play. Tied at 3. 2:05 and counting left in the second. Grizzlies with 18 shots here so far in the second period, as they're at neutral ice crossing center. Sekos feeds it across, looking for Wright. Right on the right side, skates towards the corner. He feeds it up top. Rapid City anticipated the play and picked it off. Rory Cairns has looked impressive tonight. He'll dump it into the left corner as the Rush. Battling, John Martin double teamed. Martin gets held up behind Miner's net. 10 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Utah gathers it. They'll throw it to the right side. Cameron Wright surrounded by 3 Rush skaters. He'll dump it to the corner as Grizzlies prepare for life after the power play. As Rapid City's back at full strength. Nikolaev out of the box. He joins the play. Utah back in their own zone. 1:20 and counting left in the second. As Grizzlies up ahead looking for Pfizer. Passes wide to the mark. It's icing. Pfizer thinks he had touched it, but
I thought he touched it too.
But it looks like the linesman says otherwise.
Yeah, you know, that was one of those power plays where you just never got set up. I mean, you had some real hard working shifts on that power play, but you really never had zone possession, moving that puck around. But you just feel like, I don't know what you think, but I just feel like the Grizzlies have outworked the Rush in this second period.
And they had to, with a 3-goal deficit, and they really battled back. And I think that character, as you talked about, is part of why they won the division last year. And it looks like that's the case again this season. Rush win the draw, right point, shot goes high as it rolls around towards the left corner as Levine, Simon's his first name, gets dragged towards Taryn Pfizer. Pfizer got stronger in the offseason. Puck rolls along the near wing boards. Colton Leader runs after it deep in his own zone as the Rush. Colton Leader, rink-wide pass. Did get deflected, says the linesman. Goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Logan Nelson on the left side. Tardif nearby as the Rush. Towards the boards, Aliardi gets tripped up, tries to feed it out in front, and it goes wide of the mark all the way to center ice. Rush, get it out to the left side. Grizzlies bench wants icing, and the referee says yes.
Boy, that's a nice break right there, because now you have the opportunity for an offensive zone draw with 29.4 seconds to go. And a lot of the things you're seeing in this second period is you're winning battles on the wall. You know, that battle behind the net where Shearer holds his guy, now he winds up on the ice, but that allows you to get that clear out. We know the Grizzlies are winning battles in the dirty parts of the ice.
Penner will take the face off. He's got Fitz to his left and Raby to his right. As we're skating 5-on-5, Utah wins the draw. Raby feeds it to the left corner. Penner runs after it. Penner with Levine holding by. Levine's one of the bigger defensemen for Rapid City. Raby tries to feed it out in front, and Fitz couldn't get to it as Rapid City cut him off. Rush towards the left side, skate around the net. Aliardi I try to get it out in front to Leader, and the Grizzlies throw it back to the near side. Goes out towards the Rapid City line. 5 seconds left in the period. Nikolaev will feed it to center ice, but that will do it for 40 minutes here at Maverik Center. And what a great second period it was.
Wow.
Grizzlies, is after the whistle, Tyler Penner having some words with a Rapid City skater, and that was Nikolaev, as the linesmen try to get both teams to cease and desist and head to their respective dressing rooms. But after Rapid City led 3-0 after one period, the Grizzlies responded strong with 3 goals in an 8-minute stretch there in the first half of the second period. And it's anybody's hockey game there in the third.
Yeah, excellent response from the Grizzlies. Again, I don't mean to keep saying it, but it's just such a lovely display of character. I mean, it really says something about a hockey club not to quit. I mean, it would have been easy to quit, you know. And for a lot of people who don't know, like, the Grizzlies have not been practicing at the Maverik Center. There's been a lot of events, and there's been a lot of construction in the building. A lot of upgrades are happening. The Grizzlies have every reason not to come out and play well, and they could make excuses, and they haven't made excuses, and they've played well. They've worked hard, Tyson. I think this is exactly what Ryan Kanasowicz wants to see.
We're tied at 3 heading into the third period, and you know that with Utah and Rapid City, you always expect the unexpected. The interesting plot twists always seem to happen when these teams meet. You saw it in the 6-game playoff series, and in 12 regular season games last year, both teams won 6, and hardly any of them was a routine 3-2 type of score.
No, it's never routine. I mean, Rapid City has such a good organization right now. I mean, when you look at their situation, you know, I mean, they're well funded. They have good ownership. They have a good facility. Like, I mean, this is a really good organization in Rapid City, and I think you know that, Tyson. Obviously, I mean, you're seeing the fruits of that labor, because now you have a lot more guys under contract. You have a lot more guys on NHL and AHL deals. I mean, that's a big deal for a club.
When we come back, we'll recap the second period, and we'll also talk about some fun stuff. I also saw a few Grizzlies creating their own shot. We'll talk about some of the Grizzlies who can create their own look after out of nothing when we come back. Second intermission, we're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Second intermission is brought to you by Siegfried & Jensen. I've been seeing Siegfried & Jensen commercials for 3 decades. They support all the local teams, and glad to have them supporting the Utah Grizzlies. Siegfried & Jensen, boy, they're the team you trust. They're the ones that, you know, year in and year out, you just know you can rely on Siegfried & Jensen. They sponsor the intermission report. We're tied at 3. Rapid City, if you joined us late, scored 3 goals in about a 6-minute stretch to take a 3-0 lead. Let's recap the scoring. If you joined us late, Matt Marcineau got a power play tally, 4:01 in. Logan Nelson and Calder Brooks with the assists. A minute, 6 seconds later, 5:07 into the first, John Martin with his first of the season. Of course, it's opening night, so it's the first of the year for just about everybody. Keanu Yamamoto and Simon Levine with the assists. And then Rory Cairns, number 91, who's looked impressive through the first 2 periods, got his first professional goal, 10:03 in. Martin picked up the assist. For Rapid City, John Martin has 1 goal and 1 assist. Cairns has 1 goal. And the Rush led 3-0 after 1. It looked like they took away one of the assists. It looked like they took away one of the assists there, and so not a multiple point game for Matt Marcineau. But nevertheless, even though the Grizzlies outshot the Rush 14-9 through 1 period, it was the Rush that led 3-0. Grizzlies got on the board 2 minutes into the second period. Cameron Wright was on the right side, fired a centering pass that got through, and Zach Sekos picked up his first of the year. It was an amazing pass by Cameron Wright. Ben Tardif also got an assist. The time of the first goal for Utah, 2 minutes exactly in the second period. 3.5 minutes later, Dakota Raby found the back of the net. McDonald and Strong with the assist. Puck was over in the right corner. And there's a lot of traffic out in front. Utah fed it. Raby with good hands was able to get it and get it past Chechelev. That cut into the Rapid City lead, making it a 3-2 game. Taryn Pfizer made an amazing move skating down the middle, got around Tyson Helgeson, and then after that it was one-on-one between Pfizer and Chechelev. Pfizer just kind of snuck it as Chechelev kicked out his leg, and Pfizer just kind of snuck it through the back door, or maybe it was the front door, I don't know, and scored 10:05 into the second period. Bartley and Betts with the assists. Through 2 periods, Cameron Wright and Andrew Nilsson each have 5 shots. Keaton Jameson's looked impressive tonight. He's got 4 shots for the Grizzlies. And Zach Sekos and James Shearer each have 3 shots for Rapid City. Looks like it's a pretty balanced attack in terms of who's taking the shots for them. John Martin has 1 goal and 1 assist for the Rush. In terms of goaltending, Trent Miner has stopped 16 of 19. Danil Chechelev has been a little bit more busy. He has stopped 29 of 32. And Monty, I think a big factor in this game is after allowing the 3 goals there early, Trent Miner has settled in, and he played pretty well in the second, stopping all 10 shots he saw.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Trent probably was a little nervous. He's a guy that has NHL aspirations. Trent Miner does. He's a guy that came in late. Obviously, it's been a week for Trent Miner, so I'm sure he feels much better about what he's seen there, Tyson. And, you have a lot of competition on this club in goal. I mean, obviously tomorrow, I would imagine because he played there last year, we would see Lucas Parikh. I don't know that that is the case. But, Parikh is a guy that's very good. I mean, Garrett Metcalf is a guy that absolutely, is sensational when he's at his best. He was in Lehigh last year. So, I mean, you have a lot of talent between the pipes, and I think, Trent Miner is a guy that is well aware of that, but he absolutely settled down in that period. Hey, a couple of shout-outs for all of our folks on YouTube tonight. Nicholas Hayes is a long-time season ticket holder. He says, give a second period Zamboni shout-out. 8th season as a season ticket holder, sit in section 107, row 6, seats 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hey, appreciate you, Nicholas Hayes. Appreciate you, my guy, Hullabilly. Luke Matlock, how the heck are you? Garrett Nerdle, how the heck are you? Great to see everybody watching the game on YouTube.
One of the things you notice, and it's kind of a basketball analogy, but you see it in hockey, guys who can create their own scoring chance out of nothing. Ben Tardis outstanding at that, going coast to coast at times. Taryn Pfizer, we saw it on a couple occasions, and same with Zach Sekos. And I'm kind of wondering if Cameron Wright's got that same skill. You get the puck, you skate it out of your own zone. You instead of dumping it in, you just skate around a couple guys, make a move to your left and fire away. Grizzlies have about 5 or 6 of those guys who just can create their own scoring chance out of nothing. You got other guys where they need to be set up with a pass or something like that to be able to get their own shot. But the Grizzlies have a lot of guys that can kind of create their own grade A chance out of not from scratch pretty much.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I mean, you see, that top line, whether it's Betts, Pfizer, certainly, Ben Tardif is a guy that we see use his speed in a lot of different ways. Absolutely, I agree with you. This is one of those situations where you have an embarrassment of riches, and I think that Ryan Kanaswich is well aware of that. He knows how much talent he has up there.
Some other games in the league tonight. Looks like Idaho wins 6-2 over the Iowa Heartlanders. Former Grizzly Matthew Boucher had one of their goals. Ryan Domowski, who we did not see in the preseason. Domowski just sent from their AHL affiliate, the Texas Stars, after camp. He scored a hat trick, 3 goals for Domowski, the third coming 16:01 into the third period. Colton Keller, Jade Miller, and A.J. White each found the back of the net for the Stillheads, who go to 1-0 on the season, as a lot of teams making their opening night appearance, and there's going to be a few others making their opening night appearance tomorrow. Game that looks like it just went final. Tulsa defeats Allen 4-3. Tulsa was the Grizzlies' first-round opponent, and it looks like they're going to be pretty good again, as they're well coached with Rob Murray. Looks like the game-winning goal was scored by Dylan Sadaway, 12:33 into the third period, with Galad and Leaf getting the assists.
Yeah, how crazy is this league going to be this year, Tyson? You look at some of those scores and some of those teams. Not every team in this league is going to be improved, but you read that score sheet. The ECHL is only getting better, and I got to believe, as we talked about in the preseason, you're going to get some westerly, expansion. But right now, this is a very tough league to win in.
The Birdman, Maxime Galad, had 1 goal and 1 assist for Tulsa in the 4-3 victory. South Carolina defeats Norfolk 5-2. In overtime, Maine defeats the Lions 4-3. Indy over Fort Wayne 7-5. Atlanta defeats Florida 4-2. I think it's kind of interesting that Florida started on the road considering they won the Cup last year. Usually that team ends up starting at home, raising the banner and whatnot, but Florida started on the road and they lost to Atlanta 4-2. It was also a 4-2 final as Newfoundland defeated Reading in a game that was played earlier this afternoon. Only 3 games in the NHL on this Friday night. Saturday night should be pretty busy. In overtime, the Lightning defeat the Panthers 3-2. Just starting up the third period, the Seattle Kraken have a 2-1 lead over the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche. And with 6 minutes left in the third period, a great rivalry. Red Wings and Blackhawks are tied at 3. And Monty, you think about the consistency within the organization. I think about the Grizzlies and the Colorado Eagles. Now, Colorado joined the AHL before the 2018-2019 season, and the Grizzlies became their affiliate. And Utah started their affiliation with the Avalanche and Eagles. Over the last 4 years, the Eagles and the Avalanche have the same point with the same winning percentage. .593 over the last 4 years, and the Colorado Avalanche over the last 4 years have an even better winning percentage than that. You talk about an organization from the NHL to the AHL to the ECHL. I don't know that you can find a better one top to bottom than what the Colorado Avalanche have.
Well, and I think the thing that you have to know is it's really hard to win at all 3 of those levels, the NHL, the AHL, and the ECHL. That tells you what a great job the player development and scouting department in the Colorado Avalanche front office is doing, because you're stocking all 3 levels and you're able to distribute that talent. Again, Ben Tardif, Trent Miner, you look at guys like, Penner, who was up in Manitoba with the Moose and training camp in the A. You have a lot of talented guys. Nate Klerman comes to mind. This organization has a lot of talent, and it says a lot about the way that they identify and develop that talent.
I know there's some Rapid City fans that kind of see that, and they see the new affiliation with Calgary, and they look at their roster with all the AHL and even some NHL contract guys that they've got lined up. That's where I think that you're looking at this 3-team race, Utah, Rapid City, and Idaho. And I think we mentioned those 3 because those are really the only 3 we've seen. Idaho with the 2 preseason games last week, and Rapid City starting a 2-game series tonight. But I think Rapid City kind of like to be that organization that didn't get a whole lot of help from their affiliate last season with the Arizona Coyotes, and they've gotten that this year. And I think it's interesting, some of the guys that have stood out for Rapid City tonight have been those affiliate guys like John Martin and Rory Cairns, guys like that. And I've really been impressed with Ryan Solsdorf. I was really impressed with him last season when the Grizzlies played him, and it's been, he's made a bit of an impact for Rapid City once again tonight.
Yeah, I think Rapid City is going to be very good. I think, and I don't mean to be too much of a homer, but I think we all realize how good this Utah Grizzlies team is, as we are about 5.5 minutes away from the third period here at the Maverik Center on opening night, 3-3. But I just think that both these teams are very good. I can't believe that one of these 2 teams does not wind up winning this division. They are very, very good. Health, call-ups, there's a lot of variables. We have a long way to go as we're on opening night. But you just know that these 2 teams are going to run into each other. And you look at Tyson, you look at who the Utah Grizzlies are going to see a lot. It's teams like Idaho. Idaho is a vastly improved hockey club this year. Rapid City, I don't know that I would say they're vastly improved. They have a lot more help coming down from above, which obviously is a big tip of the cap for the organization for them. But this Utah Grizzlies team is very veteran. Their quality, to my eyes, there's not a guy on this roster who's not better right now than he was a year ago.
A lot of guys making improvements. Some of them we're not even seeing in the lineup because, after all, you can only play 17 skaters. But I really like the improvement of Kyle Pouncey and Christian Simeone and Jordan Stone. All 3 of those guys are scratches for the Grizzlies tonight, as is Joey Colatarchi and Neil Robinson. Robinson coming off an injury. And you think about the depth in goaltending, Garrett Metcalf, the 3rd goalie, is going to get. You got to look with the Calgary Wranglers. Was actually in camp with some of the guys that are with Rapid City now, and Metcalf, from what I've heard, looked pretty good in that camp as well. Let's take a quick timeout and then come back and have third period action. Don't forget, these teams will meet tomorrow night. 6:40 pregame show, 7:10 face-off right here on the Grizzlies Hockey Networks, on Flow Sports, and here on YouTube. And we're glad to be on here, as this is the Siegfried and Jensen second intermission report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
We're about set to start the third period of play. We're tied at 3, Grizzlies and the Rush. I'm Tyson Whiting here high atop Section 114. Monty is on the bench. We'll hear from Monty all season long, as we got a good opening night crowd. Looks like the team store's been busy, and I know Jeff at the team store's got a lot of new stuff, and even some of those stuff. I mean, he's got all sorts of styles. So pick out what you like and go for it.
Yeah, I'm so stoked about the guys in the team store. If you don't know how difficult that job is, the guys in the Utah Grizzlies team store bust their tails to get that place ready, and just the amount of time and effort put in to get that store ready for opening night. And I mean, the vast majority of that merchandise is new, so they're unboxing. And go in, stop by, thank them for being here, and then, pick yourself up one of the 8 million hats they have to offer. Certainly the sweatshirt game in that team store, Tyson, is fantastic. And I'm telling you now, as the Utah Grizzlies hit the ice for the third period, I'm telling you now, the jersey game this year is going to be massive for this Grizzlies team.
We had some nice jerseys last year. We had the green jerseys, and it's going to be a little bit of a different color, but I saw the jersey, I think either yesterday or today, in Brian Pruch's office, and I got to say, that is an outstanding looking jersey, as both teams have hit the ice. Chechelev gets in front of his net for Rapid City, and for the Grizzlies, Trent Miner, who responded pretty well in the second period, as the Grizzlies...
No, it's not. I love it.
Monty talking with the Grizzlies player on the bench as we're about set for
don't worry
live
about
action.
me. I'm just, Tyson, you do your broadcast. I'll just be down here talking to your guy Cam Wright,
Hey, Cam Wright's had an outstanding game. He had 4 years at Bowling Green, 2 of them as a teammate of Connor McDonald's, and last season won a national championship at Denver. He's been one of the more active forwards for the Grizzlies, and he'll be looking for his first professional goal here in the third period. And so I'm kind of wondering, as you do often in a tie game heading into the third period, what's going to be that thing that makes the difference? Is it going to be a key power play that one team has? You're kind of looking at the Rush winning the first period, the Grizzlies winning that second. Who really knows who's going to have who's going to make that play that makes the difference? Because really it's kind of tough to say, because both teams have difference-making forwards that can make that play that ends up making the difference between a win and a loss.
Well, I think we're going to find out who's going to win this game in the first 5 minutes. Who wants it more? Who's going to come out on fire? It's an awful big ask to ask your Utah Grizzlies to come back from 3-0. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of emotion. How much can you give in this third period? I think we're going to find out in the first 5 minutes.
Grizzlies have 12 scoring chances through 2 periods. Rapid City with 9. It's been a very physical first 2 periods. Utah with 24 hits to Rapid City 17. Utah has 12 giveaways to Rapid City's 10 through 40 minutes. And looks like we put 20 minutes on the stadium scoreboard clock here at Maverik Center. Ben Tardif's on the left wing. Kyle Betts will take the face off. And Taryn Pfizer on the right side. The defensive pairing of the captain, Connor McDonald, and Victor Bartley. Bartley's looked good through 2 periods, the 34-year-old. As we're just waiting for 20 minutes on the clock, because we have to have 18 full minutes of intermission. Draws at center ice. The Grizzlies are going to be skating from right to left. Rapid City from left to right. As the draw won by the Grizzlies, and they backhand it into the rush zone. That was Taryn Pfizer, as Quinn Wickers, second year with Rapid City. He'll toss it out to neutral ice. It goes past Bartley, who tried to deflect the bouncing puck, but it's going to be icing on the Rush. 15 seconds into the third period.
Well, you're already playing deep in the Rapid City end, which is what you like. I mean, you really want to play behind their net. You really want to be in their end because that's the only way you can score goals, not to be the master of the obvious, but you love dumping that puck in deep. That's what you've got to be able to do consistently, and I think the Grizzlies have done a great job tonight.
Betts will take the face-off. Draws have been pretty even so far tonight. In fact, Rapid City has just an edge of 1 in the face-off circle through 2 periods. As just waiting for the linesman to drop the puck. I think they changed the rule or altered it a little bit as to who touches the ice first on the face-off as Utah wins it. Taryn Pfizer on the left side gets it up top for Bartley. He'll take a lefty shot. On it goes wide as that one didn't miss by much. Rush over in the right corner. Grizzlies, Kyle Betts in the area. He gets double-teamed along the end wall and gets pinned as Logan Nelson will backhand it out towards the far side. Rush clear it out to center where Utah will reset. Connor McDonald will tap it out to neutral ice. Utah feeds it across to Bartley. Victor wearing number 42 will back it out into his own zone. As he surveys, Grizzlies get a couple new forwards on the ice. As Bartley in the right circle of his own zone. Now he starts the attack. Bartley, left wing pass to Sekos. That connects. Sekos skates to the left circle. Take a shot. Oh, got redirected off the stick of Helgeson. Good play by the former Grizzly. As over in the right corner, Nikolaev battling as the Rush trying to get the puck. Now Utah will feed it off the end boards. Grizzlies behind the net. Utah gets a left wing pass to Klerman. He'll take a righty shot. Kick save by Chechelet. And Rapid City. Coda will feed it out to center ice. 2-on-2. Rush gained the blue line. They'll feed it out to the left side. Shot saved by Minor, and Trent holds on. Minute and a half into the third period. We're still tied at 3.
Boy, you feel it a little bit now, don't you? I mean, you really, these guys want this game badly. You can tell. I mean, there's a lot of chirping down here. I mean, this has that big game feel, not just because it's opening night, but it feels like a game that you really want to win this game.
Yeah, even though the Grizzlies have a great rivalry with Idaho, it feels like there's a little bit more heat with the Grizzlies Rapid City Rush year in and year out. And even though the players change every year, it just seems like that heat continues between these two clubs.
Well, it's that quality organization we talked about.
Grizzlies win the face-off. Raby on the near side, left wing. As he'll cross center ice, he'll feed it towards the near boards to Penner, who overskates the puck. Penner gets it back to Nilsson, neutral ice. He'll feed it over to Bryson Martin. Martin wearing number 14, sporting a mustache, will skate towards his left. Now he crosses center ice, skating north-south. Martin steps over the blue line, skates towards the slot. Rapid City pokes it away. Rush skate around their net, and they'll backhand it out to neutral ice. 3-on-2. Rush will pin it over towards the right corner. Nilsson in the area. He collides with John Martin. Martin's a big guy at 6'2", 215. Rolls back to Nilsson. Andrew will toss it ahead to Raby. He'll get it across to Fitz. Fitz crosses center ice, gets it back to Raby. Raby along the left wing. He gets it poked away by Rapid City, but he keeps the puck. Raby skates towards a corner. Will toss it to Fitz, who nudges it up top for Bartley. He feeds it across to McDonald. The captain takes a shot. That gets blocked. As Keanu Yamamoto's played a pretty impressive two-way game. Yamamoto has the puck. He crosses center ice, and he'll get it to Martin as he steps over the blue line. Martin trying to get it back to Yamamoto in the corner. Bartley picked it off. Bartley fanned on the pass, but it's taken back by Betts, who clears it out to center. Rapid City will feed it D to D. Wickers gets it across as Rapid City crosses center ice. Aliardi, who won a Kelly Cup with Florida last year, dumps it in. Over to the corner. Bartley and Aliardi, the two number 42s. As it bounces off Aliardi's stick onto Pfizer, he'll feed it back to the corner. Now Bartley has it. Bartley gets hit, but he feeds it out to neutral ice. Rapid City takes it away. They get it over to Logan Nelson. He dumps it in, but not all the way as McDonald gets it. McDonald will skate towards his own goal line. Now feed a left wing pass to Bartley. Bartley back to Tardif. He crosses center ice. 16:46 and counting left in the third. Tardif avoids a check. He steps over the offensive line. He gets to the left side. Pfizer feeds it across the right. Great hands, Shearer. He'll take a shot that gets blocked. Klerman over in the left point, skates towards his right. Now he's in the slot. Klerman will get it to Tardif on the right side, back up top for Pfizer. He takes a righty wrist shot, and that one kind of fanned on it, got blocked a little bit by Levine. Goes out to center ice. Rapid City 2-on-2. Left wing, lefty shot, that one goes wide. As Rapid City over on the right point, can they keep the line? They can, as it hits off a stanchion towards the corner. Now Rapid City skates it to Calder Brooks. He gets it poked away. Good poke check by Utah out in front. I think that might have been Jamison. Utah gets it back over. It was Jamison. He gets it at center ice and dumps it in. Chechelet behind his net. Oh, Utah tried to take it away, and that was Cameron Wright. As goes to the right side, Jamison throws it back up top. Klerman, he'll take a righty shot. That one gets blocked. And the momentum goes all the way to neutral ice. Max Coda gets it 2-on-2. He steps in from the right side, gets knocked down by Nilsson. Oh, that's going to be a call.
Are you kidding me? Oh, that's going to be a holding call, or let's see what he's calling here.
I mean, Coda was skating towards the corner, and Nelson just kind of nudged him down.
It's hockey, man. That's a surprising call, as Johnny Walker will be out of the box here.
It's kind of interesting. I saw last year Nilsson got called for stuff like that, it seemed like all the time. You know, some guys, they're big and they can get away with stuff, and it seems like every time Nilsson tries to play physical, he ends up in the penalty box for some reason.
Well, you know, the reason he called that, I think, is because it was up high. And look, Andrew's a big guy. I don't see that as a penalty.
So it's almost like if you're a Nilsson, you maybe want to crouch down a little bit so that when you do make that check, it's probably a little bit more towards the ribs or something.
Well, if you're Andrew Nielsen, you probably want to shoulder him at the blue line and not allow him to coast down the dasher there.
2 minutes for holding Andrew Nilsson. Time of penalty 4:15. Rapid City's on the power play. We're tied at 3. Rush win the drop. They get it over towards Nikolaev. Utah pokes it away. It's Dylan Fitz. Fitz has the puck. He gets dragged down by Nikolaev, and the referee spotted it. As Rapid City pokes it, is going to be a penalty shot? I don't think so, as Fitz might have not had the puck. Hooking's the call. Ilya Nikolaev goes to the box. He's got an NHL entry-level deal, but it doesn't matter that he's paid well, as he's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell for 2 minutes. So we're going to have 4-on-4 action for 1:49, and you think about the skill of both of these teams. 4-on-4, ice opens up a little bit more. This could end up turning into a deciding moment in this game, you know, if either team can get a goal.
But is this the moment that Benjamin Tardif breaks out this year?
It could be.
Because we're waiting for it, right? I mean, I am anyway.
Feels like he's due.
Oh, my goodness, absolutely.
Hooking's the call. Nikolaev, time of penalty 4:27, which was 12 seconds after Andrew Nilsson's holding penalty. Rush win the face-off. They're in their own zone as they stop behind Chechelev. They'll feed it over to Calder Brooks. Brooks with Tardif behind him. Brooks gets around Tardif, crosses center ice. Now Brooks skates towards the corner, gets around McDonald. Now Brooks tries to feed it out in front, and the Rush player couldn't get an angle to get a shot off, as it looked like Brooks was trying to feed Coda. Utah skates around the net, but you could tell the skill there of Calder Brooks, who made a nice play.
Yeah.
As Victor Bartley, left side, tries to drop it off, and Logan Nelson anticipated it. Nelson around the net. Tries to center it, and the pass is wide of the mark. McDonald will feed it over to the right side. Just barely missed Ben Tardif. And it looks like it's going to be icing. That one could have gone either way, but they called icing.
Boy, Tardif was right there. I'm surprised he blew the whistle on that.
I talked about it last season because we had some instances where it looked like it was a tie. And for some reason, I got an explanation. I can't remember because it's been so long ago, but it seemed like tied with safety reasons ended up getting called as icing.
Yes, absolutely. But I thought Tardif had the lead there.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it seems like they're more cautious on that call than you would think. We had a couple of those calls in the playoffs. Utah wins the face-off. McDonald skates towards the far side. He's being shadowed by Rory Cairns. Cairns, number 91, making his pro debut, 20 years old. This Grizzlies skate from right to left. Cameron Wright in his pro debut crosses center ice. Gains a line from the right side, stops near the boards. Wright tries to feed it back towards the point. Rapid City anticipated it as it rolls back behind the net. Rapid City battling. Now Quinn Wickers comes out of a pile with the puck. He'll feed it out to neutral ice. Pass was behind the mark, and it's going to be icing. It looked like Wickers tried to find Aliardi at center ice, and the pass was behind him.
Yeah, you got about 38 seconds to go here on the Rush penalty. 27 seconds until Andrew Nielsen gets out. What is that? In the wash, that's about 11 seconds, so not much of a Powerade power play on the way for the Utah Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's a quick swig of Powerade.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Just a sip, my friends. Zekos and Cam Wright on the ice here. Looks like Klerman as well.
Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. What are you on Twitter? At The Monty Show?
Yes, sir.
Grizzlies win the draw in the offensive zone as Wright feeds it over to the right side. Utah gets it up top for James Shearer. Shearer over to the right as Utah skates towards their left. That's Nate Klerman. Klerman will lightly tap it towards Sekos. Sekos towards the left point. Now it exits the zone. As Sekos back in his own end, communicates with Klerman. Skates around Miner's net as Sekos Gets checked from behind, but keeps the puck as the Grizzlies are back at full strength, and now they're on the power play. Utah to the right side, looks to center it, kicked off Chekhlev's pads. Now Rapid City clears it out, and they can now that they're shorthanded. Nikolaev is out of the box, and they'll skate towards the bench. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. Neither team scored there as we stay tied at 3. Grizzlies cross center ice with speed. Down the middle as they dump it in. That's Cam Strong, who displayed some good speed there. As Rapid City gathers it, Martin feeds it to the center ice logo. Good poke check by Victor Bartley. Now Rapid City dumps it in from near the Grizzlies bench. Miner behind his net. We'll give it to the captain, McDonald. He'll get it to Victor Bartley in the right corner as Bartley skates behind Miner. As he surveys, Bartley plays a very patient game, surveying things. Still bouncing off the far boards. Over to Cam Strong, who dumps it in as Raby will feed it over to Penner. Penner looks to center it. Rapid City got a stick in the way. As the rush, they have numbers 3-on-1. They gain the line to the right side. They look to center it. Shot saved by Miner. Rebound shot. That one goes wide as John Martin had a good look. Looked for a second look, but the Grizzlies thwarted that one away.
Excellent skating by Ben Miner, or by Trent Miner there.
Up ahead to Raby from Bartley. Raby's pass is picked off as he was trying to throw it towards the bench area. Leader gets a left wing pass as the rush dump it in. As Martin comes off the ice after a good shift. McDonald will nudge it ahead as the Grizzlies bounce it off the boards. Rapid City regathers it, and they'll feed it back to their blue line as they want to enter with some momentum. Rush get it over to the right side, dump it into the corner. And they get after it as Rhett Reinhardt will skate towards the corner. Now he feeds it behind the net as Rapid City being challenged by 2 Grizzlies. Nilsson in the area. Nilsson trying to poke it away. It goes towards the right corner. Rush feed it towards the right point. And that's Reinhardt. Reinhardt, who played for the Saskatoon Blades of the WHL. He turns the puck over. Utah crosses center ice as Pfizer crosses center and dumps it in. Chechlev behind his net. Pfizer got in the area, but Rapid City cut him off before he was able to do anything with the puck as it's in the left corner of the Grizzlies' attack zone. Rush win a one-on-one battle as they kick it out towards their blue line. Now the Rush crosses center red line and dumping in around the boards. Over to the right corner as the Rush battling with Utah. Utah trying to poke it away as it rolls along the near wall. Utah comes out of it with the puck. As Tardif crosses center ice, skates down the middle. He'll feed a right wing pass. It kicked off a skate. Goes deep into the Rush zone as Clemens gets double teamed and Rapid City takes it away. 11:07 and counting left in the third. We're tied at 3. Rapid City feeds a right wing pass. Shot, kick save by Miner as the puck stays with Rapid City as they fire a shot from the right side. Miner kicks that one away. That was Rory Cairns who took that shot. Right side in the corner of the Grizzly zone. Miner communicates with his skaters as Rapid City tries to feed it out to the point, and Utah anticipated it. Grizzlies cross center ice and dump it in. Racing after it's Dylan is Jameson, and Rapid City was able to come up with it. Quinn Wickers overskates it. Puck deep in the Rush zone as Sekos feeds it across towards Jameson, and he'll bounce it off the boards. Rapid City will toss it ahead. Rush 1-on-2, don't have numbers, so Aliardi will cross the blue line and dump it in as it bounces along the far wall. Now Aliardi in the corner. He looks to center. Pass connected. Nelson with a shot. He scores. Aliardi found Logan Nelson, who found the back of the net. Nelson was Rapid City's leading scorer last season, and he has given the Rush a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, excellent backdoor pass there to Nelson, who finished. I mean, that is easily Rapid City's best sustained possession there. The last probably 4 or 5 minutes.
And that's 2 of their best forwards. Aliardi, who was a star with Florida last year, and Nelson last season led the Rush in assists and points, and he was an ECHL All-Star.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to stop for Trent Miner there. I don't know that you can blame him, but
you give a guy like Logan Nelson, we saw it last season when we played the Rush, you give him that sort of space, he's going to find a way to bury some of those.
Yeah, absolutely right.
4-3 Rush. Nelson with a goal, Aliardi with an assist. We'll see who else gets the assist as the Rush win the face-off and dump it in. Miner behind his net will feed it over to Dakota Raby as Raby over in the corner. Rush battling. Utah comes out of it as Nelson will feed it out to center ice. Fitz gets spun around near the bench area as Grizzlies have it. As Rapid City makes a line change, Utah wants to get through it with the transition game. Left side, Raby skates towards the corner, gets it just outside the corner. Rapid City spins it back around. Fitz up top for Nelson. Right point, he'll take a shot. That gets blocked. Martin comes away with a rebound. Martin dumps it in. He tries to get around Bryson Martin. No relation, as Martin and Nilsson collide in the corner. Grizzlies come up with a puck. Tardif will feed it back towards Fitz. Dillon, wearing number 13. Last year he was 12. Crosses center ice and dumps it in. Kenton Helgeson, former Grizzly of about 7 or 8 years ago, spins it along the far wall. Rush, get it to Max Coda. He'll feed it to center ice. Coda gets blasted by Shearer. Rush skate into the zone, but Helgeson skated in before the puck, and the Rusher offside. 9:12 is left in the third. Rush lead 4-3.
Well, if the Grizzlies continue to play behind the Rush net, good things will happen. You just got to stick and stay with your system here, and maybe this is where you need that Tardif moment.
Timeout, 9:43 into the third period. The goal was scored by Logan Nelson with the assist to Matt Marcineau and Alex Aliardi. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Rush lead 4-3 as Logan Nelson scored 9:43 into the third. Right now he would probably be the #1 star if this score held up, as the Grizzlies have outshot the Rush 33-24. I got a feeling this might be one of those games that goes down to the wire, down to the final couple minutes.
Yeah, that's what you feel like. You know, this is where you need a moment. You know, like this is not an accident. Betts, Pfizer, and Ben Tardif are on the ice. Klerman and Shearer with them on the blue line as we wait for the draw here.
Draw at neutral ice is won by the Grizzlies. Utah trails 4-3, skating from right to left. James Shearer, one of 2 assistant captains, crosses center ice and dumps it in. Kyle Betts in the area, it goes past him. Calder Brooks will bounce it to center ice. Tardif runs after it at the center ice red line. He'll peel back into his own zone. As he'll angle left, he'll drop it off for Shearer. Grizzlies back in their own zone, over to Betts. He'll get it to Tardif. He crosses center ice. Big collision between Tardif and Nikolaev.
Tardif won that one, I think.
Both guys stayed on their feet. Rapid City lifts the puck high into the air, bounces in Utah's right corner. Coda in the area, Klerman nearby. He gets back checked as Coda tries to skate along towards the point. He gets dragged down. No call either way. Grizzlies come out of the pile with the puck. Pfizer to Tardif. Boy, Tardif feels like he's due any shift here as he gets to the right point, spins it along the wall and gets off the ice for a change. Over in the left corner, Pfizer gets hit by Zulsdorf as Johnny Walker gets hit, or make that Sekos. Over towards the right side, Rapid City tosses off the boards and out to center ice. Bartley gets it for Utah as he'll dump it in and hit off of Sekos' stick. It's deep in the Rapid City zone as Keaton Jamison rattles the glass with Quinn Wickers as Utah throws it up top for Bartley. He feeds it across off the boards for McDonald. He fires a shot. He got redirected by Grizzly and actually kept by Utah as the Grizz. Cameron Wright with good hands will feed it to his college teammate McDonald. Over towards Bartley on the right side. Bartley looks to center it. Grizzlies couldn't get a shot off. Now back to Bartley on the left side. Grizzlies look to center it, and that one couldn't get through. Rush will clear it out to center as 1-on-3. Rapid City's Aliardi. Left side, he looked for a shot, and that one got blocked by McDonald. Connor gets the puck. He'll feed it to the near side for Bartley. Victor will bounce it off of Dakota Raby's stick. Now at neutral ice. Grizzlies have it. They skate down the middle. Rapid City pokes it away. Utah skates down to their right corner, and it's Andrew Nilsson as the arm is raised. And it's icing on the Rush.
That'll be a nice draw. Boy, Penner was so close there just to stick away, but a good play there by Keaton Jamison behind the net just to get his stick on that backboard to keep Rapid City from clearing that puck out. Led to a golden opportunity for Utah.
Draws in the right circle. First of a 2-game set. We hope to see everybody here tomorrow night. 6:40 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Here, tickets UtahGrizzlies.com. As Rapid City wins the face-off, and they'll clear it out to center. John Martin running after it, but Andrew Nilsson gets there first. Nilsson will get it over to Bryson Martin. Martin stationed into the Grizzlies zone. Now he's at neutral ice, crosses center, wraps it around the boards. As Fitz races to the left corner over to Raby. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Raby had a good one-time look. Puck rolls along the far wing boards and out towards Andrew Nilsson. He's stationed in the Grizzlies zone as Utah wants to spread the ice and utilize their speed. Nilsson will feed over to the right side, pass picked off as Rapid City will skate towards the left side. John Martin, left circle, just out of it as he'll bounce it around the boards. Kenton Helgeson with the C on the Rapid City sweater as he'll skate towards the corner as he gets pushed from behind by Penner. Penner tried to wrap it around. It hit off a stick to Miner, who catches it on the fly, and he holds on. 6:24 left in the third. Rush still lead by 1.
Just that little play again. You know, when you play with it a little too much, it winds up being a turnover or a bad pass. Make a decisive play. Andrew had a guy he could have made a hard hockey pass to, and now you're off, and that puck gets in deep, and you're forechecking. Instead, you wind up with a draw in your own zone.
6:24 left in the third. Grizzlies hockey brought to you by Mountain Land Supply Company this season as Grizzlies win the face-off, get pinned along the boards, and Utah gets it to Tardif. He feeds it across. Turn flies across the center ice. He dumps it in as it glanced off the stick. Bets around the net. He's now on the left side. Throws it up top for Shearer. He gets it to the right. Utah spins it back around. Tardif avoids a check, gets it to Betts. The puck just rolls around one side of the boards to the other, it seems like, as Rapid City lifts it high into the air to center ice, bouncing puck, and it's going to be icing with 5:53 left in the third.
Yeah, it's, again, a nice job. It is never the wrong decision to get that puck in deep. It's just never the wrong decision, and I think every time we see the Utah Grizzlies play behind the Rapid City net, I mean, good things happen, and that Pfizer, you know, Betts and Tardif line has done an excellent job at doing that. They just haven't been able to cash yet.
Draws in the left circle, Zach Sekos. Tonight, Sekos has 1 goal, is a +1, and has 3 shots. Utah wins the draw. Jamison fires towards the net and fanned on it. Rush don't have numbers. They skate out of their zone, get it to Calder Brooks. 1-on-2. Brooks will dump it on to Miner. Miner catches it, and he'll give way to a defenseman as Rapid City changes up skaters with 5.5 minutes left in the third. Sekos over to the right side. Grizzlies cross center ice. Pass is picked off. Rapid City's picked off a ton of passes tonight. Aliardi skates down the middle, take a righty shot. That's blocked by Bartley. As Utah throws it out to center ice. Nobody home for the Grizz as Zulsdorf will drive it back in as Wright had to get out of the way as it was about head high. Miner feeds over to the far side. Bartley tried to reach for it and couldn't. Sekos along the boards with Aliardi, but it's Bartley that skates over there to take the puck as he feeds it across to McDonald. Connor ahead to Raby. That pass didn't connect as Rapid City pokes it back into Grizzlies territory as McDonald gets over to Bartley. Both teams make a line change with less than 5 minutes left in the third.
Who's it going to be?
Bartley. Over to the left side. Maybe it could be Bartley. He feeds a blue line to blue line pass. Nobody home for Utah as they skate towards the corner. Walker with a big hit. He's got the puck on the left side. Takes a shot. Saved by Chechelev. Rebound, and it goes out to the right side. Grizzlies with a shot. Saved by Chechelev as he makes a nice glove save with 4:38 left in the third.
And then let Cam Strong know he had it in the glove, too. Great save. That was a great shift by Walker again. I mean, 2 opportunities, open net, and a Rapid City Rush defender was able to get in the way of that, or this is a tie game.
4:38 left in the third. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
.438 left in the third period. Thinking about the 3 stars as Rapid City's up by 1 for the Grizzlies. Who knows who's going to get that game-tying goal for Rapid City. Logan Nelson right now might be the #1 star as he's got the deciding goal. Rapid City led 3-0 after 1. Grizzlies scored 3 unanswered in the second period. Sekos, Raby, and Pfizer picked up the goals. Nelson gave the Rush a lead. 9:43 into the third. Alex Aliardi and Matt Marcineau with the assists, and Monty, they here in the next couple minutes. Can the Grizzlies find a way? They've had some good shifts offensively here over the last 3 minutes. Can they find a way to get that game-tying goal?
Well, if you keep putting it behind the Rapid City net, you're going to get your opportunities. I mean, And I think, you know, again, the Betts, Tardif, Pfizer line has done a great job of that. This line coming out now with Fitzy and Raby and Penner, you know, those three guys, it's, again, not accidental. And by the way, Victor Bartley and Connor McDonald will be out there on the blue line. This is a huge draw for Tyler Penner.
Very few shots by either side in the third period. Utah has taken 3 shots here in the third, and Rapid City's taken 5. And the draw won by Rapid City. They're in their own zone as Tyson Helgeson gets it to Calder Brooks. Brooks, wearing number 19, feeds it across as both teams will race towards the near wall. Big hit in the corner. Rush have the puck as they skid out to neutralize. Rink wide pass to the right. Rush enter the zone. Right side, Coda swings and misses. Grizzlies have it. Fitz, left wing, dumps it in. Chechelev will get it out to neutralize. Grizzlies run it down to their blue line. Shearer feeds it across. Now ahead to center ice. Utah gets a cross ice pass to Fitz. Dillon scored some big third period goals in the playoffs. He tries to find Tardif. Now it goes back to Fitz in the corner. I look to center, but Rapid City had an idea. Now Fitz with a centering pass. Rapid City pokes that back to the near corner. Rush will get it to Kenton Helgeson as he spins it along the right side. It hit off the boards, and Rapid City's able to poke it back to center ice. Tardif at the center ice logo, flips it high into the air. Rapid City trying to glove it and just deflected off a glove. Rush get it to center ice to Tardif. Ben skates into the right side, stops near the boards at the point. Tardif skates towards his left. He'll take a shot. On it goes just wide. Boy, that close to the Grizzlies tying it up as Klerman avoids a check. Over to the right side, Grizzlies looking for a shot. Pfizer missed, and it goes to the right corner. Now Utah tries to feed it to Pfizer out in front. Rapid City picks it off and clears it out to center. Utah gets it back to Pfizer, dumps it in as he sorts the end of his shift. He stays on the ice, but the Grizzlies get 3 new skaters out there. Rush will lift it out to center ice. Bouncing puck hits off a Grizzly. As Rapid City's Logan Nelson dumps it in from just outside his offensive blue line. Grizzlies get the puck as Nelson retreats back to his blue line. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Martin, left wing towards Strong. Now Strong takes a lefty shot, saved by Chechelev. About 2:40 and counting left in the third. Rush lead 4-3. As battle in the corner, Rapid City comes out of it with the puck as they lift it high into the air. Nelson locates it left side. He skates in, backhand shot, saved by Miner. That was kind of a low percentage shot as he was towards the end of his shift. Grizzlies get out to neutral ice. Utah skates out to center. Backhand pass gets deflected off of Alex Aliardi. Bartley has it for Utah. 2:15 and counting left in the third, and we'll keep an eye on Trent Miner to see if he comes off for the extra skater. Cameron Wright crosses center ice, skates in. He gets double teamed. Rapid City pokes it away. Miner's still in there as Nikolaev. And good off. Poke check by the Grizzlies. The puck exited the zone as Nikolaev had it deflect over to Coda, but the puck exited, so offside to the Rush.
Boy, this will be interesting to see how this lines out. I mean, you got to think that, you know, Betsy, Tardif, and Pfizer will find their way back on the ice again. You got to think Raby's going to get another shift. You know, we'll see what they wind up doing here. Penner, Fitzy. That's a big draw right now. You got to have possession.
Only 4 shots by the Grizzlies in the third period, and Rapid City wins the faceoffs. They protected the lead pretty strongly, not letting Utah get many chances. Nilsson has it. He's at his goal line as Andrew stations in front of Trent Miner. Now he's slowly north-south. Will throw a left wing pass to Sekos. Sekos gets around Martin. Now to the left side to take a shot. On it, glances off the Helgeson stick and goes out of play. Kenton Helgeson, that is.
Miner.
Tyson Helgeson is also on the Rapid City club. Miner skates towards the bench. 1:43 left in the third. As Utah has pulled their goalie. 6-on-5. Draw is going to be an offensive zone 1 for Utah.
No surprise that Ben Tardif, Pfizer, Zekos, Cam Wright on the ice with Andrew Nielsen. And we'll see there's going to be a timeout here by Rapid City, it looks like.
Scott Burt's got the clipboard out for the Rush.
They have some heavy legs down here right now, Rapid City.
I think both teams could probably use the timeout, as it seems like the top 2 forward and defensive pairings have seen a lot of ice time here over the last handful of minutes. As Kanasowicz, I didn't hear what Chris Hagan say. Was that a Grizzlies timeout or a Rush timeout? Both guys were coming out with the clipboards. Probably doesn't matter, but Kanasowicz, we'll see if he can drop a play. He certainly has no shortage of forwards there. Cameron Wright, Tardif talking things over. Boy, Cameron
that's
Wright.
a Utah timeout, by the way.
Utah timeout for Cameron Wright. You're talking about a guy, this could be an amazing point to get his first pro goal. And I just got a feeling that Ben Tardif is due at any point to break out and make that big play. He did it time and time again last year.
Yeah, and I think you look at the group he's out there with. That's a very interesting pairing. I mean, you have some gritty guys. Pfizer, certainly. I mean, your guy Cam Wright, absolutely. But, I mean, Zekos has played some big minutes. Zeko's a guy you can put in front of the net. He's a guy that you can put between the rings. I mean, there's a lot of places on ice you can get him. And then, I mean, a vet like Vic Bartley's not going to panic on the puck at the top of the zone. So it's a good group out here for Ryan Kanasowicz and the Utah Grizzlies.
Zekos will take the face off for the Grizz. As it's in the left circle. Bartley and Nilsson up top. 4 forwards up front for Utah. As a draw won by Utah. Ben Tardif will get it up top for Bartley. Bartley back to Tardif in the left point. He'll get it back to Bartley. Winds and fires. Saved by Chechelev. Rebound goes to the right side. Nilsson has it poked by Rapid City. 6-on-5. Rush will fire towards the empty net, and it goes wide. Tardif runs after it. Boy, that was headed towards the crease. Utah gets over to Tardif. 1:23 and counting left in regulation. 6-on-5. Utah's net's empty. Rapid City leads 4-3. Tardif maxing out for Bartley. Victor in his own zone. Will throw it to Tardif. Ben at his blue line. Gets to Nilsson. Andrew skates north-south. And he gets around to Skater. Now he enters the zone left side. Nilsson in the corner, loses it. Rapid City fires towards the empty net. And the shot goes wide. And it looks like it's going to be icing as Utah skates over there. 55 seconds left.
Boy, that was close. On that far post, that deflection. I mean, Tyson, that couldn't have been more than 8 inches, 6 inches off that far post. And again, here we go with a huge draw, and I believe who's going to take it here. As they're going to go to the far dot, Zekos is going to take the draw. Same group on the ice here. Do you get a win on the draw?
Regular season opener. Rush lead 4-3. First of a 2-game set. These teams will meet tomorrow night.
Oh boy, the Rapid City coaches are upset with the alignment.
A few new players for Rapid City coming over from their AHL affiliate. Haven't had a whole lot of practice time. Rush win the face-off. They'll try flip it out towards center ice. Utah miraculously kept it in. Tardif over towards Zekos. As he'll feed it around, Rapid City clears it out, goes to the empty net, and it misses by an inch. Utah skates over there and gets an icing call.
Yeah, Rapid City was in all kinds of distress on that face-off. Hell of a play, though, by Andrew Nilsson to keep that puck in, to maybe get one more opportunity. 40.2 seconds on the game clock, 4-3. The Rush lead your Utah Grizzlies.
Well, I would wonder if you're Scott Bird, if you want to make sure your communication's right, I'd probably think about using a timeout myself just to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
I mean, I would agree with that, because now Zekos on the draw again on the far dot.
Draw now in the left circle, and it's won by the Rush as Kenton Helgeson will spin it around the boards. Hits off of Nilsson, right corner. Rush have it, and they'll flip it out of the zone. It's headed nowhere near the net as it's going to be another icing as Sekos skates over there. And it's been a long shift for both teams. 28.6 seconds left as everybody's emptying the bucket here on a Friday night.
But why would you change? I mean, this is the group. And again, you got to find a way here. And this will go back to the opposite dot now. And let's see if Rapid City can get lined up. But Cam Wright's going to take this draw instead of Zekos. Ben Tardif right behind him.
Crowd here at Maverik Center getting their money's worth here tonight.
Yes, sir.
Grizzlies overcame a 3-0 first period deficit, scored 3 in the second. Rush had the only goal in the third. That was 9:43 in with Logan Nelson. As the faceoff goes to Victor Bartley, he bounced off a Rush skater. Tardif, Rapid City pokes it out to center ice. Rush skate out across center ice, Calder Brooks. He'll skate towards the empty net, and he scores. This baby's in the refrigerator. 16 seconds left, and the Rush are going to get a victory as they lead 5-3 as Calder Brooks gets an empty netter. And with that, a lot of fans have headed for the exits, as it looks like the Rush are going to win the season opener.
Man, what a game. I mean, you hate that it ends that way, but
Rapid City winning some key face-offs, and really it just seemed like their defensemen, whether it was poke checks or just being in the right place, anticipating passes. I mean, that's kind of credit to them because it seemed like they were in the right place defensively all night, but looks like they're going to earn the victory.
Yeah, and I think this game was so close. It's just those one play here or there,
Both teams met 12 times in the regular season last year. Both teams ended up winning 6 against the other. As the Grizzlies deep in their own zone, Rapid City pushed ahead. Martin looks to center. It goes towards the right side. 2 seconds left as the Rush fire one final shot, but it doesn't matter as time runs out. Rapid City 5, Utah 3. We'll see what happens in the second game of this series. That's going to be on Saturday night. John Martin had a pretty good game with 1 goal and 1 assist. Logan Nelson will be the #1 star. He got the game-winning goal, 9:43 in. Alex Aliardi threw a nice pass to him, and Nelson was open on the right side. And, you think about heading into Saturday night. The Grizzlies got the offensive chances they wanted. They outshot the Rush 37-25, but ultimately Rapid City just got that goal to take a lead, and once they had that 1-goal lead, second half of the third period, they did a really good job protecting it as the Grizzlies salute their great fans who showed up here at opening night at Maverik Center.
Big crowd, loud in the house. What's the way they say it? I mean, you just don't feel like Rapid City was the better team. Yeah, I mean, these are two very even teams, and you never put a team loss on one guy, but boy, if you get one save from Trenton Miner, and this is a very different hockey game.
That's the thing about hockey is it's a very fine line between winning and losing, and you mentioned it earlier. It's that little things that add up, especially when it's going to be a 1-goal game, and really that's essentially what it was, a 1-goal game with that empty netter at the end.
Yeah. It's just it's very difficult, man. If he makes either one of those saves, the Grizzlies win this game. That's the frustrating truth about it. And you're going to go in the room right now, and you're going to have a conversation about, hey, we fought hard. And it's just I think it's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's just a matter of a little bit. It's not a big thing. And I don't mean to be redundant, but it's not a big thing. It's a little thing. And, making saves like that, that's probably not why you lost the game. I mean, that second and third period, I thought the Grizzlies did a far better job of limiting the rush. Quite literally the rush from rushing up the ice. I thought they did a much better job of controlling their momentum. I thought the Grizzlies outworked the rush for most of the second half of this game. But it just felt like you used a lot of energy, in the middle period to try and get back in this game, and you only have so much in the tank, And certainly, I think we're waiting for that Ben Tardif moment, and you wish that it had been right there, but it wasn't, and it's really unfortunate that it wasn't because that's the difference between winning and losing.
And for Rapid City last year, they saw Ben Tardif in a lot of those moments coming through, and I imagine their game plan was to just kind of surround him and not let him get those passing angles off to either the left circle or the right circle. But it's two well-coached teams, and it's just one of those. Rapid City came on the right end of it tonight. We'll come back in 30 seconds and recap this one as the Rush get a 5-3 victory. You're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
On opening night here at Maverik Center in front of a crowd of 5,440, the Rapid City Rush defeat the Utah Grizzlies 5-3 as Utah unveiled their Mountain Division Championship banner. They finished in first place in the Mountain Division. Rapid City finished in second. Rush took a 3-0 lead early in the game. Matt Marcineau lit the lamp 4:01 in. That was a power play goal. Logan Nelson and Calder Brooks with the assists. A minute, 6 seconds later, the Rush made it 2-0 as John Martin, who's had a little bit of experience as a pro. It wasn't his first as a pro, but it was his first this season. He made it 2-0. Keanu Yamamoto and Levine picked up the goal. Simon Levine, number 77, 10:03 into the first. Rory Cairns got his first professional goal. John Martin with the assist. And 10:03 into the first, that was a 3-0 game. And the Rush led 3-0 after one, despite the fact that the Grizzlies outshot the Rush 14-9. 2 minutes into the second period, Zach Sekos gets his first. Cameron Wright and Ben Tardif with the assists. 3.5 minutes later, 5:27 in, Dakota Raby with his first goal of the season. Cameron Wright and Ben Tardif with the assist. That was Wright's first professional point, which came on the Sekos goal. McDonald and Strong with the assists on the Raby goal. That made it a 3-2 game. Grizzlies tied it up. Taryn Pfizer, 10:05 into the second. Victor Bartley and Kyle Betts with the assist. And just like that, it was a brand new game. Grizzlies outshot the Rush 18-10 in the second. And after 2 periods, it was tied at 3. So you know the old saying, you win the period, you win the game. Rapid City had the only goal in the third period. Logan Nelson, 9:43 in. He was on the right side, got a pass from Alex Aliardi. Aliardi with an assist. Matt Marcineau also with an assist. And that was the deciding goal. And after that, Rapid City did a good job protecting the lead. And really, you think about when you're down 1 goal, you want to get a high volume of shots. But Rapid City, 6 shots in the third. They didn't get a whole lot after that goal. But Utah, only 5 shots in the third period. And even though the Grizzlies outshot the Rush 37-25, only 5 shots there in a period where you're looking to find a way to come back in the hockey game.
Well, you only get 5 shots in the third period. You're not going to love that. But I don't know that it'll be interesting to talk to Coach here in a few minutes back behind there. But I'm curious how he feels about that and what his thoughts are, because, I mean, most of the game, I think you're going to be pretty happy with the effort. 5 shots in the third he's not going to like, and I think that first period he's not going to be real happy with that. But tomorrow's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see who he starts between the pipes. I'm curious to see, when does Ben Tardif break out. I thought that top line, I mean, Pfizer is a heck of a player.
Yeah.
I mean, number 8 for the Utah Grizzlies is a heck of a player. I thought Zekos had a really good game. I thought your guy Cam had a really good game. I mean, you have a lot of guys on this roster. I'm a big fan of Betts. I think that he's going to be a very valuable contributor on this team. I think it's one of those things where you have to manage the puck better. Like you have to. If you're in this kind of game, and Tyson, again, I know you said this already, but you knew this was going to be a close game. You knew that a shift here and a shift there was going to be the determining factor between winning and losing. So you have to manage the puck. You cannot dilly-dally. You have the difference in that second period. Not to belabor this point, but the difference in that second period was you were keeping them pinned in their end. And it's that first period where you just gave them too many opportunities and you allowed them to have momentum and you didn't manage possession.
Yeah, it's playing a north-south game and utilizing that speed and taking the Rapid City defense and putting it on their heels, being the aggressor.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And I thought the Grizzlies did a heck of a job in that second period of changing the way that they played the game. They came out in the second purposefully. They came out in the second. They played behind the net. And I will just say, it is never the wrong decision to dump that puck in and play behind the Rapid City net, because you're faster, you're grittier. The Utah Grizzlies in the second and most of the third period won the puck battles on the wall. They did a good job of putting their foot against the dasher so that puck's not getting cleared. You just didn't do enough of that in that first period. Rapid City came out and just looked like a team that was going to get every puck they could to the net, and unfortunately 3 of them went in.
That just made the difference in the game. I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. We might see Adam Carlson, who suffered an injury last year. He didn't really play much for Rapid City, but in years prior, he was a pretty good goaltender for Rapid City. For Utah, could be Trent Miner again, could be Lucas Preek making his Grizzlies debut, interestingly enough, right? against Rapid City, a club that he knows very well.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Lucas Preek, who, by the way, last year spent the year in Rapid City. And by the way, did you see what he got when they showed up yesterday? All of his clothing and possessions were traveled to Utah. Lucas Preek, who was the goaltender there last year, and if you follow Lucas on Twitter, he has a lot of fans in Rapid City. But he's dying to get out there. He is. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucas Preek in that tomorrow night for the Utah Grizzlies.
And he's a fun personality, and I think Grizzlies fans will come to love him. And he was outstanding last Friday in the preseason game, even though the Grizzlies lost, I think, 3-2 to Idaho, but he was outstanding stopping 31 of 34. But before we head to tomorrow, Hispanic Heritage Night, we had a good crowd here of 5,440, and hopefully we'll have a good crowd here on Saturday night. And you want to come to the Maverik Center tomorrow, because after that, the Grizzlies will be on the road for 8 straight games, 2 in Boise, 3 in Kansas City, and then 3 against Allen. So you want to get your hockey fix. Hey, tomorrow's the night.
Yeah, 28 straight days. But, folks, again, I cannot say enough about what is happening inside the Maverik Center. Tomorrow, I mean, I think if you show up tomorrow, you're going to see a pretty different building. In 28 days, this building is going to look like a completely different building. With all of the upgrades and the finances poured into upgrading the visuals in this building, it is going to be unbelievable. So tomorrow night's a great night to be here. This game tomorrow night is, if you're not excited for this game tomorrow night, you're not a hockey fan. And if you've never been to the Maverik Center, get online right now. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. Stop by, say hello to Tyson. He's a world-famous rock star, frankly, Tyson Whiting. You know, standing up there, everybody was stopping by and happy to see Tyson. And stop by, say hello to Tyson, and then enjoy a cold one and some great hockey at the Maverik Center.
And we have a lot of fun here high atop Section 114. Hopefully you had a lot of fun on the bench. Now, tomorrow for the pregame show, are you going to be doing it, I imagine, over there near the team store?
Yes, in the pimperific studios of the Monty Show. We do our talk show. By the way, find me on my YouTube account as well as The Monty Show, M-O-N-T-Y, The Monty Show. By the way, my friend, speaking of The Monty Show, did you see your Utah Jazz got a win against Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight?
Boy, Brick for Vic is really not working out all that well. They're now 2-0 on the season, 132 to 126 in overtime. Looks like Jordan Clarkson had 29 points.
Insane.
A lot of guys.
How?
I think Danny Ainge and Justin Zanuck accidentally put together a really good team. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but we'll be up on the concourse tomorrow in the Monty Show studios. We'll be there every day, Monday through Friday. We have a great partnership built with the guys here at Maverik Center and the Utah Grizzlies. And just, you know, Tyson, the last thing I'll say tonight is what a fantastic show put on tonight. Brian Pruch, you know, Jared Youngman, all the guys that built this arena, you know, watching the ice go in, watching the guys work hard on that, watching the dasher boards, seeing all our friends from Hook and Reel, FedEx, Siegfried and Jensen, Dick's Sporting Goods, certainly Mountain Land Supply, like just seeing all of this come together and seeing it on the ice tonight, it just is very humbling to see how much hard work goes into this. Now, I know you and I, we just sat there and we watched with our hands and arms crossed, but it was amazing to see all of this come together.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight, and hey, we'll do it again tomorrow. The ice looked good and everything looked good, and I think, you know, the second period, the Grizzlies really looked good, and it was a fun hockey game between two really good teams, and I'm looking forward to, once again, having it tomorrow. It's great to see the Rapid City broadcaster, Brian Gardner. He was here. He just got married a month ago, and he made it.
Who don't you know? Well, who don't you know? Everybody in this league is like, hey, how's Tyson? Where's Tyson Whiting? How's Tyson? You know everybody in this league.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're in your, like, 5th year with the league. You know, what's sometimes referred to as the ever-changing hockey league as the Zamboni drives past you. I think we'll wrap things up and talk again tomorrow. 6:40 pregame show, 7:10 face-off, same time, same channels, Flow Sports and YouTube. Your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. Flow Sports has the video feed, and YouTube with the audio stream with a little bit of video mixed in. It's kind of an interesting combination, and it seemed like it worked pretty well tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, but not necessarily the final outcome. The final score from Maverik Center in 2 hours and 30 minutes in front of 5,440 for the home opener, the Rapid City Rush. Get a 5-3 victory. The game-winning goal was scored by Logan Nelson. John Martin had 1 goal and 1 assist. Matt Marcineau had 1 goal and 2 assists. For the Grizzlies, Taryn Pfizer, Zach Sekos, and Dakota Raby had Utah's goals. For Monty, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. We'll talk to you tomorrow night right here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.